no. You're serious. It's fucking get crazy. They got us doing all this stuff.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if we can do there or
What's up, brother Craig?
Oh, the 3 days the government has under the clouds, yeah, over the rain. I'm glad it's what it's like right now. I was just back when I was outside. Going that other way. So where I'm at, stadium's on the left. When you go right, you're going out St. Charles Parkway. Yeah, that's what they got. It's always back. Really, 6 bedrooms, 4 full baths. Pricing. It's all like it's in there. I was thinking the neighbor right beside me, they were Air Force. Early, they're still renting that out. But I mean, I know they probably traveled. Before they left, they were renting here. Boom, good. I'm ready. Right across the street. Next house. Driveway's a little longer. Got one driveway after.
What? I thought David's name. David's name is David Brian Harris. You got that.
Who's King?
King. I didn't see him looking out the window.
King was all right.
Yeah.
Sure
Of course, he didn't say errands and stuff there. As most pagans. Huh? No. Just pagan activity. Y'all got hold hands right now. I got it here. Great people. Say something on that, man. What you guys say something? You that high, bro? You that high?
Yes.
All right. It says the truth versus the world. I can't unsee it. So I'm gonna just start this off. Can't say it's sweet, but I talk to all y'all from time to time. You know, sometimes day to day, sometimes every other day. And I just want to say, like, I apologize if I offended y'all, hurt y'all, you know, drive y'all nuts, drive y'all crazy, right? So I'm gonna play these couple of videos first, and then I'm gonna explain how my life changed and how things happen. So this says, once you become conscious, your life stops being fun. Make sure a second. You gotta make sure the people at YouTube can hear me. It's how I operate heavy machinery. Sorry. Did that supposed to go away? What we doing on stream, y'all?
More that you know, with the more that you improve, your burdens increase. When your knowledge is abundant, your burdens increase. Why? Because now you know too much. But when you were ignorant, when you didn't know, you didn't have to think about anything. So the more things that you learn, damn, this hamburger has this in it. These chips have this in it. These biscuits have this in it. They're doing this to people over in this country. They do this on the city council. The more things you learn, the more sorrow you have. You have grief because you know too much and things hurt, and you can't just turn away from them and act like they don't exist. So what that does is that separates you from other people. People that may be committed to pushing the agenda forward. We call those agents. They may not know it, agents of the matrix. So they may not know it, but that's essentially what it is. So your sorrow increases, but when you were ignorant, you were having a good time. This is why they say ignorance is bliss. But the more you know, it's a burden to know these things, because you're sitting up watching things and you have to act like you're not watching them. You have to act like they don't exist. While everybody else is having a good time, everybody else is paying it no mind because they're not aware. And so now you find yourself separating from other people, because you start talking this stuff around other people, you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have a big problem because they're unknowing and you're just gonna look simply crazy. So the more you know, the more knowledge you have, your grief and your burdens are going to increase. So you have to understand that that's just a part of it. So just like ignorance is bliss, knowing can also save your life. That's the other part.
I still mean fuck that nigga, son.
All right, excuse me for that. So let me show y'all this other video. Similar topic.
I remember hearing the legend Dick Gregory say this in the interview. He said, what's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you got to put them magic glasses on. He said them glasses come with 3 different rules. Rule number 1, once you put them on, you can never take them off. Meaning once God open your eyes, you can't go back to being who you used to be. Like you can't unsee fake love or manipulation or anything like it. Rule number 2, you can never see things the way people tell you to see it. Like you can only see it for what it really is. And that one hurt because now you start seeing family and friends different, money and relationships, the whole line different. And rule number 3, you can never force somebody to see what you see. And that's the hardest one, because once you see something, your natural instinct is to put your people on it and show them what you see or teach them and help them. But everybody ain't ready. They say when the student is ready, guess what? The teacher will appear. Meaning you can't force awareness, and you can't force vision, and you damn sure can't force growth or healing. Like the magic glasses are a blessing, yeah, and at the same time they're a burden. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you know, you can't unknow. And once you wake up, fitting in is damn near impossible. So if life ever blessed you with the magic glasses, stop apologizing for what you see and stressing yourself to try to wake people up who are committed to staying where they at anyway.
So the book of Ecclesiasticus or Ecclesiastes, right? Verse 1 or chapter 1, verse 18, it says, "For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increase of knowledge, increase of sorrow." Huh? Yeah, I know that's not all right. Yeah. This is something I just had to tell y'all because sometimes it's God just telling me stuff like on the flow. And it's not the slideshow, you know. But you know, the way the technology is going, I would probably be able to just put it in my brain. It's gonna come up on that slideshow eventually. That's gonna be sweet. But yeah, it's Ecclesiastes 1, chapter 1, verse 18. It says, "For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases in sorrow." I had told this lady on this one time who was trying to like, you know, get my number or something. And I was like, the more you know, the more sorrow you have. And she was like, she didn't agree because she was like trying to go after degrees, but she was coming from a place of just, you know, knowledge of like having degrees and doctrine. I'm coming from a place of like, I can't eat that no more, or I can't do that no more because I just know, right? And now, and I promise y'all, I tried to wake up, I tried to go back to sleep. It does not work. For me, it didn't work. I asked God, I said, "Why you wake me up?" I'll never forget it. I was in California and I was arguing with some people about, you know, being a Christian and stuff. Not saying I was against it. I'm just trying to learn. And I came across these videos and it took me down this road. I started learning about the Illuminati, all these things, whatever. And ever since that day, I couldn't go back, right? Now, mind you, I tried to go back. I came back home, talked amongst friends, but a lot of them, you know, shut me down or some of they was scared, right? So I kind of like let it pass off. So I still was doing bad stuff. But then it was almost like God, like, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. And it just got increased. Like my knowledge increased, so my sorrow increased. So like, I just want to say, when I tell y'all something, it's no disrespect to you, right? There's nothing personal I take on you or nothing, right? And I'm not necessarily judging you. It's just something I can't do because the way I see life, maybe not the way you see life, right? And that's just what it is. But people will always say stuff, right? I had people that come here, you know, not gonna say any names, but somebody was coming here and they was saying that I was, you know, talking about the government and stuff. And anybody that know me, like from before I found God, they will tell you I am so anti-government. Like, it's so crazy. You would think that I started a militia to go against the government, right? I would been against taxes. I've been against all these things, right? And that's because I learned all of it before when I was learning about the Illuminati. So when certain people offer me stuff, like my friend right here, she offered me some fruit one time. I was like, nah. And I'm pretty sure, you know, she probably felt like, oh, you know, but not that she hated me, but it could have felt some type of way. But I was like, look, I don't eat that. Right. And it's a reason why I don't eat it. Not that I haven't eaten it before, not that I wasn't like y'all. So if you ever hear me say something and it sounds crazy, or I just sound like I don't like the president or I'm not voting, it's a reason why. Like, it's not just because I just want to be this little, you know, whatever different. And I'm going to give y'all examples of why. So this is what I mean by the truth of the world. Once I know the truth, there's nothing I can do. So for instance, you see this right here? This is the First Amendment. It says, "Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievance," right? So my issue with this is not that I have an issue with it, right? But since I know the truth, if I follow in God, I know there can't be no other religions. There can't be no other God. God ain't going for that. For me, this amendment don't mean nothing to me no more. So when somebody could be coming from, I guess you would say, like a political standpoint, ain't nothing you can tell me because God already told me this don't matter. So it may seem like I'm being harsh to you or mean, but I'm not. It's just like, hey, I got to pick God. I'm picking my friends. I'm picking my family over God. This whole time it's been costing me. So it's not that I hate nobody, disrespect nobody, whatever, but it's no way somebody could like talk to me and convince me that, right? I had this lady that I ran into in my job, or not ran into, I was working on in my job. And she said, she was like, yeah, it's just so hard to like be in the world. It's a white lady, almost about 80 years old. And all of a sudden she wanted to turn her life around. I don't got no problem with that because I can say the same thing about myself. I was out of control, right? But I'm looking at her. She like, man, MLK would be here, this and that. MLK part of the problem, right? But I don't have nothing against MLK. But as I'm older, when I look into what's going on, that's part of the problem, right? But they're not going to preach that to you or see that. But since I'm not going to say I'm woke. I just say I'm in truth, because woke to me is just like a way of saying I'm not a slave no more. I just know truth, regardless if it's black, white, It don't matter. It's just truth. People still hold grudges against different colors, all types of stuff. It's nothing like that, right? I know I was a bad person, right? And I'm working on myself to be better. Most people are not going to tell you they're a bad person. But like I said, if I have any problems with y'all or y'all think it was a problem, I hated y'all or something like that, or hated what you did, you offer me something, it's not like that. It's just the way I think. And I'm going to show you an example, right? So remember that says, right, freedom of the religion, right? So this says freedom of religion is guaranteed in the constitutions and legal systems of over 150 countries, including the United States Constitution and Global Affairs Canada. However, enforcements vary, with Western democracies generally offering the highest level of protection, while other nations maintain official state religions or restrict minority practices. The extent of religious freedom largely depends on the government's legal structure and can be broken down in three main categories, right? So it says 150 countries believe in freedom of religion, right? That's a lot of countries. It's only 195 countries, right? I did the math for y'all. Y'all can do the math for yourself. That's 77% of the world believes in freedom of religion. I can't agree with that. It's just that simple. I don't hate a Buddhist. I don't hate somebody that serve Allah, right? I hate what they practice. Yeah, I can hate that, but I don't hate these people. But it's no way I'm gonna go anywhere, because you with freedom of religion, you think that you're gonna be able to believe in Allah and I'm gonna be able to believe in God or Christ, and you're gonna be able to believe in Buddha. We're gonna get along eventually. It's impossible. Because my God don't agree with that. Your God might, though. So I'm not against what you believe in, right? But I'm against it because this is what I believe in. It's just no way, right? So I don't care if people talking about the government, right? I asked this lady, she said something about, she was complaining about Trump. They all complain about Trump, right? But the funny part about it is I asked her, I said, who's your favorite president? She don't even have one. So out of 47 times somebody been president, you can't even pick one, right? But he just a new face. Like I said, when I was younger, Bush was public enemy number one, right? They don't even talk about Bush no more. So it's like, is it because he's the new face? Like, why do you really hate this person? Or why are you really against his policies? But you haven't really thought about, are you living the truth or are you still with the world? When you with the world, this is what the world do to you. It make us fight against each other. People are like, you want Pepsi or Coke? I drink both. They both taste good. I don't drink RC Cola, but I drink Pepsi and Coke. I eat Burger King, or I don't eat this stuff no more. I used to eat Burger King. I used to eat one of these McDonald's. I'm not about to, you know what I'm saying, fight. Some I'm like, don't go to Exxon. Exxon got bad gas. Well, they own 6% of the gas station. So no matter where I go, I'm gonna get Exxon eventually. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still fighting with the world. I'm not about to fight with you, bro. I gotta get gas. Oh, gas is high. All right, gas been high. Gas was high when Bush was here. Gas is high. Gas wasn't $1. Yeah, you pick up $2 a week. Of course, gas is $1, right? Nobody think about these things. So when I talk to y'all, like I said, it's not because I'm mad or anything, whatever the case may be. I just know that the world isn't right? The world is full of wickedness. I'm just not part of the wickedness no more, right? So I got some videos to show y'all, a couple of them, and some of the videos are old videos, some of them new, but some of them are the things that I saw, and I was like, I can't unsee that. There's no way somebody could tell me this or that, and I'll tell y'all the same thing they'll tell y'all. I'm never going to tell you, what you should do for certain things. I'm gonna just tell you what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna always base it and back it up by scripture, right? So this first scripture right here is James chapter 4, verse 4.
Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
All right. So if you with the world, you're the enemy of God, right? And what I'm saying by the world is we all live here. That's not what this means. And that's what I'm talking about. People be learning and not saying y'all know who don't know. When you go to Christian schools, you go to Catholic schools, it don't matter where you go. They'll teach you the book a certain way because it keeps you away from the real truth. When you're really with the truth, people going to hate you. People not going to like you. People going to look at you crazy. I'm telling y'all this because I've been through it. Every friend I've had, whether it's been him, whoever, they got significant others, they family members, they do not like me, right? They may say, oh, no, he cool. They don't like me, right? And it's not because I'm out here smoking, drinking, beating people up. I don't even do that stuff no more. I did. They have no idea that I did that. They don't like me because I'm telling somebody they close to the truth and you want to keep them in the stupid world that you live in. But then you ask why you struggle or why you go through all these things, right? I'm just not there. I just can't do it. If I have a child, you can't go to that school. Why? Because we just not go to school, bro. It's just not going to work for me. You got to go, well, how are you going to learn about the children? They got parks. Kids still go outside and play. Not all kids. A lot of kids in the house, but they do. But the problem is we so focused in the world, like I said, we don't realize what they're doing to everybody because everybody is just normal. Well, my mom went here, my mom went there, or you gotta get good grades. And then what? I was telling her, I said, yeah, when you a kid, all your parents do is tell you about getting good grades. Most parents will tell you nothing else, get good grades, and don't stay in trouble. Right? You could be outside doing God knows what. Your parents, as long as you don't come back in the house and get in trouble, hey, he got honor roll, he got citizenship award. That's all they care about. You know what I'm saying? My mom ain't teach me how to write no check. No offense to her, nothing. Like nobody told me how to change a tire. You know how I found out to change a tire? My tire was flat and I had to figure it out on the road. Okay, I was like, woo, this is different, right? But hey, that's how I figured out. And I'm not mad at nobody. But if I have a son, that's what I would teach them. Like, you know, things that's like real life things. Instead of just teaching people what's going on in the world, right? So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18.
For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of God.
All right, so it's saying that the preaching of the cross, right? So people like myself, I believe in Christ, right? The people who don't believe in Christ, it's foolishness to them. Hey, I don't disagree. You know, that's how you feel. You believe, oh, that's weird. Somebody got to die for blood and this and that. And I'm like, well, people die now. Y'all send people to war for no reason. It's the same thing. Only difference is it's not publicly exposed on somebody just being singled out on the cross. But when you said, so for instance, my little brother in the military, right? I was in the military once. You fighting the war for your country, right? But the people that's telling you to go to war, they not going to war. At least back in the day, David and them was in the field with me going to war. Like, you the king, you out here with me. Okay, the king out here. Bush ain't going to war. Trump ain't going to war. He at home. You know what I'm saying? But your child is, right? And they killing people for no reason or whatever reason they say, right? It's always something. You in somebody's business or this and that. Like most people don't know, besides the Civil War, which I don't count, there ain't been no war in American soil. I say, y'all don't know what it felt like to have a bomb come down your neighborhood and just blow y'all neighborhood up. Like, you know what I'm saying? People don't see it that way. They just like, oh, this is our country. This is our country. I never forget when, I guess, Osama bin Laden supposed to have been killed. People was all on the news. They was driving down from Boston and Pennsylvania to come to DC to celebrate. I was like, y'all really wanted him dead, did y'all? And I'm thinking to myself, like, what kind of world are we in where it's like an eye for eye because you kill him? You don't think his family can kill you and then kill you and then kill you? And it's almost like it's never going to end, right? Because we're not really having no end. So I can't participate in that. My brother all the time, he'll show me a video of somebody black getting in trouble and like, yeah, you ain't feel this way. Hey, look, bro, it's not because he's not black. That was a bad situation. But I know the situation happens to white people and people with different colors. They want you to be triggered by that. I can't be triggered by that when there's people in my neighborhood or black people in my neighborhood that kill each other. Because what's the difference? Only difference is you put a color tool in this thing. But it's like I said, you don't have that outrage when there's somebody black hurting somebody black, right? I tell people all the time, it don't matter to you until it's in your neighborhood. I had this conversation with some of my friends one time. I remember when Flint had the water issue, they probably still do. But Flint had the water issue, right? One of these people I know, he said, man, that's not as important. Gays need to get married. I said, bro, so you telling me it's more important for somebody to be married when they probably get a divorce and everything than somebody having water, clean water? You pick, listen, I'm not saying that they can do what they want, but you put that higher than somebody's need to live. You know what I'm saying? You ain't married. You ain't married. He ain't married. I ain't married. Like, I'm alive. Y'all got that water bottle next to y'all though, right? Y'all took a shower yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You need water. That's crazy. Like, how do you do that? That's the word I'm talking about. So they'll look at me. They call me everything. Conspiracy brother. I mean, I've been called so much stuff, man. It's like I wear like a badge of honor now, right? But I know there's a difference. So this is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2.
And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses. Oh, wait, that was one, my bad. When time past, you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
So the prince of the power of the air, that's Satan. That's his nickname. So when they say the Windy City and all that, and Air Jordan, it's really Satan. He just let y'all know that's what he is, okay? But he's the one that controls everything. So the power of the air is like a realm. So air could be another word for realm. So this is his realm. I tell people all the time, like, God gave him the keys. He got the keys because Adam failed. If you don't know the story, Adam don't eat from the tree. They mess up. So the man automatically goes to Satan, right? He's like next in line to get it. He can mess up and do what he wants to because his situation is a little different than ours. But he runs the world. So when you see the world for the things that's in it, the people that love, that's a lot of times come from Satan. It's not coming from Christ, right? All these riches and things like that. People want a bajillion houses and all these cars and stuff like that, right? I saw this dude. I don't know if y'all ever seen a guy called Army in the Hellcat or something. So it's this guy. He's a YouTuber, streamer, whatever. All this. He get all this money, right? And his girlfriend, I guess.
The big guy, right?
Yeah, the big guy, big license guy. And his girlfriend took all this money from him. He got locked up, XYZ. He's on the internet and he's talking about, man, you know, I just know you can't trust everybody. My best friend. Mind you, his whole career, he came up from scamming people. That's how he got money, literally from scamming people. And in my brain, I'm like, hey, somebody scared. God just sent somebody. God sent somebody to scam you because you were scamming everybody else, right? But in my brain, I'm telling my brother, I was like, y'all think he learned his lesson. Now, he went to jail for a couple years, not as long as he was sentenced for. Somehow he got out early. I don't know if he tell him or not. That's irrelevant. But my thing is when people will do bad things to people, and it's not bad. But when somebody do something to them, it's like murder, she wrote. So you mad somebody scam you, I say, bro, you done made over $100 million scamming people. How could you be mad? You know what I'm saying? If somebody was to rob you or take your money, to me, it's a common, even what you sold. When I was out in the streets, I couldn't be mad. Oh, man, I'm locked up. I get locked up. But I'm out here doing the worst. You know what I'm saying? I can't get mad at nobody. I mean, am I mad? Yeah, I don't want to be here. But it's like, oh, man, I got to blame Dre, bro. Dre, man, if he just talked to me, I would have told Gray, man, I'd have been all right. They start going down the whole list. Can't do that, right? I just thought it was funny. But people will look at that, right? And they'll have all these codes. And I said all these little codes and morals, they only matter when it don't affect you. But when it's affecting you directly, all that go out the window. You was the toughest person in the world, you're going to tell, you know, you was this person right here, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, because the number one thing is self-preservation. So I expect somebody to do whatever they got to do to get themselves out of the situation, right? So we're going to go with some more scriptures, and I'm going to show y'all some videos about this world that was wicked. And when I see things like that, like, there's no way I could see something like that and still be like, oh, no, it was a mistake. You know what I mean? A mistake is like, you know, you was cooking some food and you start talking to somebody, you forgot that you was cooking food. I done done that before, burnt the food. You know what I'm saying? A mistake is, you know, I was walking by and I stepped in your shoe, my bag. A mistake ain't when you program a whole system to say, I hate Jesus Christ. That's not a mistake, bro. Somebody did that, right? But they'll be like, oh, no, right? And they'll, you know, because it's something they like. It's something they love, a company, whether it's a person, whether it's a business or whatever, right? People will get mad. You got an iPhone? Oh, it's just a phone, bro. Eventually, you're not gonna have no phones anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I got Apple. Droid don't pay you. You pay them. Apple don't pay you. You pay them. Right? I ain't about to fight you over it. I got a phone. Hey, I don't talk to nobody different because you got an Android. I still talk to you. You my friend. Oh man, you got a stupid phone. Hey, bro, why you're telling me you got a problem? Go to the company. All right, I don't got no issues with you. But they'll have the whole thing. I'm not part of the world, man. This is 1 John chapter 5, verse 19.
And we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness.
It says we know that we are God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness, right? So I know I'm a God, right? And I'm surrounded by wickedness. So what I do is I avoid situations. I'm not going to this party. I'm not going to this club. I'm not going to this restaurant, right? I'm not going to certain things because, like I said, people are not thoughtful of other people, right? They're not thinking about other people. Is the door closed? They're not thoughtful of other people. For instance, right? I'm out with people that I work with. They at a bar, right? So I guess they getting drinks served to them. Now, mind you, you're supposed to get your ID check, stuff like that. Sometimes people do it, sometimes they don't. I think you got to look like you're older than 27. I still try to figure out what that means because nobody can tell me the answer. But anyway, so they was getting drinks, right? And this is always the bad move. Somebody got a drink, gave it to somebody they was with. Now, mind you, everybody is over 21. But the people that own the bar don't know that, right? So some girl actually doing the righteous thing. She was like, hey, can I see such and such ID? They bigger than the program. Nah, you can't do that, right? Cool. So it turned to a whole situation. Later, the owner come out, was like, hey, you got to go. So all the group, they why you got to do they yelling, huffing and puffing. But I'm like, yo, so check this out. Let's say you don't show their ID and you get this person liquor. But let's say it's like, they call them like secret shoppers and stuff like that. Let's say somebody was here from the thing and they saw that, they shut the whole bar down. And I'm pretty sure this place lose their liquor license, it's gonna shut down. That's probably where most of their money come from. It's liquor, because it's, you know what I'm saying. And they bring not thinking about that. They care about themselves. They sat outside for 30 minutes complaining, 40, 30, 45. I don't know. I left 30, 45 minutes. Like, it is crazy. It's never happened here. You wrong. Just show your ID. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. It makes no sense to me. My brother was telling me a story about his friend, which I already knew the story. He worked for Budweiser, right? So Budweiser sends people to certain stores. Like, you ever see somebody come from another store, they loading up store shelves. So he would take Budweiser, load up in like grocery stores. So one day, mind you, he's making like $15 a week or something like that. I don't know. He takes a soda. He's drinking the soda in the store. So some girl doing her job sees the soda. Hey, sir, did you pay for that soda? He tells her, yeah, I paid for it. He did not pay for the soda, right? So he persists to, keep going, whatever the case may be. They asking him for a receipt now. Can't show no receipt because you pay for the soda, right? But you already told us you paid for it. He don't pay for the soda. Budweiser gets rid of him because now that store don't want to do business with Budweiser. So you jeopardize everything over $2. And because you was lying, and then turn around, man, it was being discriminatory to me and this and that. Are you stealing? This is just pay for the soda. That's all you gotta do. Because people do it all the time. They go around eat food in the store. They just pay for it. All you gotta do is say, I ain't paid for it yet. I ain't out the store yet. The front counter up here. Let me go to the front counter. I paid for it. Why? Why do that? Right? And then you'll turn around and play victim. I can't justify that. That's what the world would do. They justify people play for us. Hey, bro, you wrong. I tell him all the time. When I say when you're doing something wrong, I tell him he trash. If I do something wrong, he said this. We say basuda, but we say we trash, right? There's no way that I could just watch him do bad things and be like, yeah, keep going, bro. It's all good. When I was in the streets, though, I ain't gonna lie. Using my friends, you do whatever you want bad. You stealing from people, hey, can I get the coat? I want to wear it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But now I can't watch you. You know what I'm saying? Steal nobody's stuff. It don't be on my conscience. Because my thing is, if you'll steal from them, will you steal from me? Who else would you steal from? Because now I see opportunity. Why you had to steal? All these type of things. So, like I say, when I talk to y'all, it's not like that. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 13 through 15. Man, it's still a $2 soda.
For such are false prophets, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
All right, so Satan can transform himself to an angel of light, so he can look like the cool guy. So you don't think his pastors can? I tell you all the time, this is the pastor. He sent from God. Who told you that? Everybody not sent from God the way you think they sent from God. Some people sent from God just to make you be blind and stupid. And the Bible says that. He'll send people. You want to be dumb? Don't worry about it. I'll send somebody your way. So every pastor is this, or every pastor is that. Oh, this is a good sermon. This is that. Like, all right, I hear you, right? I'm not saying he's not preaching a good sermon. I'm not saying it's not a good word. But that don't mean this prophet sent from God, right? And y'all hold him to this standard. But this is what the world does. I'm telling y'all, this is not how biblical prophets are. This is not how biblical priests are. This is worldly priests. All these things worldly. Somebody told me I can't preach because I ain't go to school. Ain't no preacher in the Bible go to school. So when did the school rule come about, right? So now I'm going by the book. You're going by the world. The world said you're going to seminary school. Paul ain't go. Christ ain't go. Peter ain't go. Moses, Aaron, they didn't go, right? So why do I got to go? That's something that you made up. I got to have this piece of paper, right? But it's a thing, though. Okay, cool. Let's say I got this piece of paper. Who started the school? It got to be somebody to give you the degree. All the doctors, who gave you the degree? Like, somebody got to start the school, unless it's just like a tree that grow degrees, and it was the first group of doctors. That's what they could be. Like, you can't tell me somebody has to have something, in place in order, for these things to happen. So just because Satan can transform into an angel light, that don't mean somebody else can. They all say that like Christmas, right? Christmas tree. Oh, it was an angel. Well, Satan angel too. Like, no, not Satan. Well, he got red horns. Then he can transform into an angel light. He can change shape. They shapeshifters. They can do what they want. Angels don't look like us. They got like 1,000 eyes and 30 wings. Like they don't look like us, but they can transform it, and shapeshift. So if they can do that, who's to say that Satan didn't change into Brad Pitt one time to deceive you, right? Or you could have met somebody in the street. I met some dude, and He was telling me what was going on in his life. I gave this man my shoes, clothes, that's what I wanted to do. I ain't seen this man since. He was out there where y'all live at, or St. Charles Park, where I see him all the time. I have not seen that man since that day I gave that man the clothes. Unless he moved to Vegas or something like that, I have not seen. And it was crazy. I would see him all the time. I give him some money. That's why the day I gave him some clothes and some shoes, I never see him again. Now, I don't know if he's an angel or not, but I just know it's been times I've encountered people or whatever. So y'all know like the power lines outside, right? I thought I told it before, but I'll tell it again. My friend said he had a friend who got in an accident on the dark street, houses there, but ain't nobody outside. He got an accident. The power lines had like fell on his car and all this other stuff. He said some dude come out of nowhere, like, you need some help? He was like, yeah. So this man touched the power lines. Those things is hot, like live action. Grabbed the power lines, moved it off his car, helped the man up. Before he turned around to get up and wipe himself off, he said that man was gone, right? And I've heard stories like that about a lot of people. It was it's a rapper from D.C. named Ant Glizzy. He said the brother got shot. And he said brother couldn't breathe enough. He said he seen blood coming out of him. He said he just know he got shot because he was in the apartments when he got shot. He said he ran down the street. He tried to figure out like how to talk to him or whatever. He said some random white guy come down the street, see him, has a shirt, takes a shirt, tied around his neck. He started being able to breathe. He can talk. He said he turned around, the white dude is not there no more. He ain't run off, nothing. He said he doesn't see him anymore. So when I hear things like that, because I've seen it in my own life that I've seen like God come through in the presence of a person or something like that, I believe that. But when you tell somebody that, or you tell somebody, or you seen a demon, they're not gonna believe you. They think you're crazy. Like people think I'm crazy all the time. So like I said, when I'm talking to y'all and I'm telling y'all stuff, I don't hate y'all. I don't hate the government. I don't hate Trump. I don't hate none of these things, man. Right? It's just hard for me to live like I used to live. It's hard for me to be blind. Oh yeah, I want to be this and that or Super Bowl champion. I be listening to music like, man, she could really sing. I come to find out all the song I like from Jennifer Lopez, it wasn't her, it was Ashanti singing. Like, so this whole time I'm listening to Jennifer Lopez, or I'm listening to Ashanti, and I'm thinking it's J-Lo, and y'all giving her the credit. That's crazy, man. It's not real to me. This is all fake. You know what I'm saying?
I was want to say it was for like Darren Julian. Darren Julian was in a situation like that, and he always thought someone pulled him out of the car when he was driving a Corvette and caught on fire. I think like after his father died, and he was like, find me the guy that pulled me out of that car.
They can't find him.
No one pushed you out of that car that day.
See what I'm saying?
And then he said, no, someone grabbed me and pulled me out of that car because he was unconscious apparently, and that's what happened.
But it's crazy because it's crazy because there's stories like that in the Bible. Like when they was in jail, the angel came open the door. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so obviously it's a thing that happened, but people not gonna believe you because, like I said, it don't happen to them. I tell you, when it's not in your neighborhood, it don't matter. I remember when the pandemic was happening, right? It was happening in China. They was making fun of China. There's memes everywhere. Everybody clowning with China. Oh, this and that. When they said it was in America, oh man, the panic was on another level. Everybody buying water, toilet paper. Let me tell you something. I go to the store all the time. Water is the last thing people take. When they came there, it was all the water was gone. And toilet paper, I'm like, what's going on? But then, like I said, people was playing. My friend, his mom, he said they had so much toilet paper. She got like a sewing machine. She was just like sewing stuff onto toilet paper. So I can't get toilet paper because you over here making arts and crafts out of toilet paper. What we doing out here, right? But then it's the same person they want me to talk to and turn around and like, oh yeah, talk to them. For what? They nothing like me. I'm not going here to get toilet paper just waste time, energy, and everything else. I need toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? I need water. You got water, don't even use it. People was going to the dollar store, buying all the sanitizer, selling it back for like $35. Who does that? This, like I said, the world said we broke, right? I don't know if y'all are familiar with the AP watches, right? AP had a little collab thing called Swatch. People were sitting outside for 3 or 4 days. I'm talking about like camping. You camping outside for 3 or 4 days for a watch, right? But it's the crazy part. They said all this and that, and then they get the watches. But when I was younger, we used to do that for shoes. We sat out there like a few hours before the shoes come out. Oh, y'all crazy on this. You sat out there for 4 days, right? It just depends on who it is. Star Wars movies coming out. People sit out there for a whole week to be the first one to see it in the movie theater. And let me tell you something. Ain't no Star Wars movie that good for me sitting outside for no week. Ain't no movie that good, let alone Star Wars movie that good for me to sit outside for a week, right? So this is 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 to 17.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, The lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of the life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
The world passes away. Things get old. Cars get old, right? People have a car, they lose their car, they going crazy. Man, I was a classic, man. You'll never get that again, this and that. It's trash, bro. Everything man make is junk. I don't care what nobody tell you it's trash. This iPad trash. All this stuff is garbage. We're just going to use it for the best of the abilities that this guy here. It ain't compared to like a tree or like us, the way we design. But everything that man decides to make, right, I know it's trash, right? And I know it's trash because I know it's coming from. It's coming from angel technology. Because like I said, they all have, I guess, a double meaning. Yeah, the laptop is good and it can do certain things, but there's also another meaning for their purposes of what you don't know. And I tell people that all the time. Whether it's a car, a plane, they make things, they do things for their purpose. You just gonna fit in line because you become a worker and you don't know no better. The most time you probably had questions, I know I did. I was a child. I used to question everything. My mother say, "Oh well, that's not how that works." Or you too young. Or you this and that. I stopped asking questions now because every time I turn around, I get shut down. But now I'm older. You can't shut me up now. You know what I mean? So I do all the talking, right? I'll at least do all the research, and nobody can't tell me what's wrong or right. I'm gonna let God tell me and let God be the deciding factor. Because I used to see bad things all the time when I was a kid. But as a child, you're in the child's place. You can't do this, you can't do that. You can't question this, you can't question that. Thinking to myself like, oh, I never seen somebody that was black that was like really, really light. Like you, the first one that's like really light. You show your dad black. Yeah, your dad is black. I'm just talking about him. But as parents be too busy. So I don't knock parents. They gotta go to work. You probably got a mom and dad have to work. Both parents got work. They ain't got time to talk to their children. The school raising their children. And I tell you all the time, I learned all my bad habits from school in the streets. You go to school, you learn something every day. What's that? Oh, people that got me in trouble in school. I'm bringing toys to school. I had a Power Ranger. I had the Green Ranger Tommy sword, right? So that thing made noise. Like it played the song and everything. So I showed some of my friends, at least I think it was my friends. I got this toy, bro. When it's time to, play for the toys, I'm better take it out. They're like, all right, cool. I go to the bathroom, so I had to go somewhere. I come back, they are in my book bag playing this music. Like, yeah. The teacher sees it, takes my sword. I don't care you took the sword. How am gonna tell my mother I said you took this sword? I was not supposed to bring this out the house, right? But just think about that, right? Like when you part of something or whatever, you just don't know. Oh, and I had a Game Boy. Oh, this was tough. I had a Game Boy, right? And I may have had the Game Boy for like maybe half a year, something like that. I can't remember. But I had it and I was in band practice, something I didn't want to be in, but my mother made me be. So I was in band practice. This is after school. So it's only like band members supposed to be in the room. Somebody stole my Game Boy. And my brain, I'm like, and we all the band, I was just my Game Boy. Now, mind you, it could have been somebody from my band that got somebody else to steal it or whatever. But I'm thinking to myself, like, what? And it made me even more mad, too, because of where I come from. And the person who probably stole my Game Boy was just some little, little punk who wanted to be hood. I never found out who did it. Maybe God was the reason why I didn't find out who did it, right? But it's just like, if you ain't my friend, why would you steal from me, right? It would be a family thing. Why would you steal from me? People be in the church, they hit each other with guts. Like, how you in the church with somebody? I love this dude. He gets on my nerves, but I love him. I can't hate his guts and still be like, yeah, you my brother. If I ain't like him, you can't be up here. Or I'm not going to be up here. But people will be next to somebody and hate somebody. That's the world. That's not truth. If you don't like somebody, just say it. It'll at least get the situation solved immediately. Instead of you beating around the bush and you putting me in danger, this person in danger, you fibbing, you lying, you spread rumors and gossip. Hey, if you don't like me, Dre, that's cool. You want to fight? Now I want to fight. I ain't cool with you. Hey, you good, bro. I ain't got to hang with you. All right. So this is John chapter 8, verse 44 through 47.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? He that is of God heareth God's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of God.
I tell people the truth all the time. Guess what? They don't believe me. They don't care, right? So this video I'm going to show y'all is what I'm talking about, how the world's wicked. Check this out. This is about women's having mammograms.
Data has come out about mammography, getting a mammogram, that shows that for every 10,000 people that you give a mammogram to, 8 people will die that would have never had breast cancer from breast cancer. Now, you can justify using a mammogram and say, well, hundreds of people will be saved by getting mammograms. Preemptive. First off, the Hippocratic Oath says, do no harm first. That's doing harm. You're killing 8 people. You're killing 8 people per every 10,000 mammograms. And yes, you're saving hundreds. However, there is a ton of data that actually shows there's a 52% overdiagnosis when using mammography. That means that we are treating a great deal of people that would have never died of breast cancer in the first place just by doing the mammogram. Now, if you want to do a safer way, you have a couple options. You can do ultrasound, which literally is super definitive, and if you found something on mammogram, you'd get an ultrasound anyways. Except with ultrasound, there's no radiation. Secondly, you can do a thermogram. Just have them take a heat signature of your breast tissue, and you can actually see if there's metabolic activity, potentially extra blood flow to one of your breasts, and then you get an ultrasound anyways. Why are we getting mammograms and telling women to get mammograms on a yearly basis, especially if they have dense breast tissue, when the radiation from the mammogram can actually cause breast cancer? And they've done long-term studies on this. I actually read a Cochrane review.
So he said the radiation caused breast cancer, right? Because radiation causes cancer. Okay, radiation is dangerous. That's what the microwave is. Radiation is dangerous on any level. They said it's not dangerous. I tell you all the time, it's not dangerous. Why did the nurse get out the room? It's dangerous. I took an MRI. They got out that room. That machine moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be dangerous. Why you ain't in here? You behind this big old plexiglass. Like, it's dangerous. So, yeah. They be like, hold on, I'll be back. And they'll leave, right? And they'll say it because they don't want to be in the image. But I'm like, you're not going to be in the image because the camera right here. So you're not going to be in it, but you know the wave is that, right? But you'll tell me it's safe.
They'll put a metal vest on you.
Right.
Yeah, so they'll put the vest on you because you're not supposed to, like, whatever. Because I had one, and she was like, you got to put it on your lap. I was like, why? I was like, because you can see my private area. She was like, yeah. I was like, okay. Because it sees through everything, right? It pulls the metal up or whatever the case may be. But like I said, if it's not dangerous, why you leave the room? So the fact that you leave the room is dangerous. So that means you can get exposed by it too, and you ain't even the one that's actually right under it. So should we just be doing this at all? I like I said, I live in the truth. So I don't want to do this. I'm gonna question this a lot. And but the problem is that people are not gonna question that. Oh well, I've been doing it for years. Okay, you didn't get breast cancer, right? You might have got lucky, right? You might have been smoking cigarettes, and the cigarettes, counteracted the radiation. I don't know what you've been doing. I heard that when the pandemic was happening, people smoked cigarettes, didn't really get it because whatever was going on with cigarettes, it rejected the virus.
Nicotine.
Yeah,
I'm
nicotine in a way. It was nicotine, yeah. So you had nicotine in the system, you ain't getting the virus. I was like, well, I need to updose my cigar count. You know what I'm saying?
So I don't
gotta worry about that. But that don't mean you safe, right? So I remember saying freedom of speech, right? This is a dude who got his surfboard banned, right, in the Olympics, I think.
This surfer's board was banned during the Olympics. It had Jesus on the board, and the Olympics wanted none of it. The best part about this, it's going even more viral because the story broke out and Jesus is still being glorified. Share this with others and subscribe for more Christian content.
So how do you have freedom of religion and stuff when you can't have a bull with him on it? And this is one of the countries over here that has it. So I'm thinking to myself, if you can't do what you want to do, why can't I have what I want on my board? But he could have had something like gay rights on it and it'll let it fly. But he had, like, you know what I'm saying? What does that got to do with anybody? But like I said, do you really have this freedom of religion, or is it something they put on paper? Right? When it's on paper, like I said, how much do they really uphold of it? Like people talk about the right to bear arms. They said the right to bear arms is only against the government. But they said, well, the government ain't got no problem, so you shouldn't have no arms be bearing against us because we ain't doing nothing. So now it's turning from the bear arms to the government towards bear arms against the people. And I was telling my brother, I can't go to Maryland because they got gun things is crazy. All these other states, everybody come up and be crazy. The first they started with changing the way the rifles was. Now you get a minimum of bullets. Next time it's gonna be a minimum of guns, and then you gonna have no guns. It's just a matter of time. NRA try to fight it, you're not gonna be able to fight it, right? So this is Coca-Cola, right? So I know y'all remember this time, Coca-Cola, you could put your name on the can, right? You can't put Jesus on the can. Watch this.
So I guess you Coke so you can
personalize a message, you can put Allah loves you, or you could even put, let's try out Buddha loves you. But you cannot even type in the word Jesus.
Dead.
You cannot allow this text in the can. Everything else is good though. Even if I put, let's see, Satan. Satan loves you. With that, you can put Satan loves you, Allah loves you, Buddha loves you. But when you type in this word, you can't even type the word in. That's crazy.
That's a foul word, man.
It's crazy because people have like that name.
As Jesus,
it's like a really common Spanish name.
Nah, your name is Jesus today, buddy. Javier something, right? That's so crazy. So like I said, when I see stuff like that, it's like, come on, man, like that's not an accident. Somebody has to program that. You know what I'm saying? So when I see that, so I'm like, oh no, you take it. Listen, I ain't say I would have a Coca-Cola, so that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like that stuff right there lets me know that Christ gotta be real. Out of all the gods, he's the only one that got his name X'd off. He can't, it wouldn't let you finish typing that. It was just like, nah, buddy. Then it said you got a problem, come see us. If I was him, I probably went through and tried to like, because I'm pretty sure it block off curse words. I never use a machine, so I don't drink Coke like that. Because I think Sprite didn't do it, even though it's a Coke product. But when I see certain things, like it don't matter. So for instance, right, people really weird about what they eat. My niece, bless you, she was eating calamari, loving it, right? Because I used to eat calamari. I mean, not because of whatever, because I'm allergic to shellfish, but I know it was a shellfish because they got two kinds of shellfish, endoskeleton and exoskeleton. It's an endoskeleton shellfish, so I started getting sick from eating it. But calamari, good, man. Squid, fried squid. I don't know what peg came up with that, boy, but he did that. She was tearing that calamari. They was like, you know that squid, right? She ain't never touched calamari again, right? Because you know what it is. But I'm thinking to myself, like, this is what people do. So this is a dude, and he is in a like this foreign grocery store or whatever. And somebody said this is a delicacy over there where they at. But like, watch what's in the refrigerator.
I know damn well. Ain't no goddamn way I read that correctly. Nah.
$30.
Nope, that's it.
Cost that bad.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
They say it's cheaper to buy frozen than it is when you got the Petco. Petco like $60. But yeah, so people was like, wow, but if you go certain places, like they be just eating all kinds of food.
South America.
Yeah.
They
eat all kinds of food. So like I said, so who are you to tell me when they said like people, I eat turkey bacon. People, they be like, you eat that? Oh my goodness. Like, I'm like, bro, I should eat turkey for Thanksgiving. I just eat the bacon is just the underbelly part. That's all it is, bro. It's nothing special. Oh, I can't eat that, but they be eating chicken feet, all types of stuff, right? And my brain is like, whatever. So the world is, like I said, the world is pretty wicked, right? So this is a video about NASA, and I'll tell you all the time, NASA is something to really hide God, right? You need some type of space team to show that God, don't exist. Because when you find out God exists, then NASA is kind of pointless. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I met this boy who was working on our job for a couple of weeks because he was down in DC doing something. And his dad worked for NASA. And I told him the earth was flat. And he like, nah. And I was like, I don't think that you disagree that the earth is flat. I just think that's going to hurt you because your dad worked for NASA. And you look at your dad like, you know the earth was like this whole time and you ain't tell me. But I'm like, he probably ain't tell you because that check would have stopped coming and you better get no rent in the house.
How they claim to get into outer space is these rockets. Their rockets never go straight up.
But this is how the rockets get shot. They be showing.
Government Space Agency, you'll notice, follows a parabolic curve. It goes up, it reaches a peak, but what they do is as the rocket starts coming back down, they make sure that it goes down over the ocean, out of the way of any curious observers. Anyone can see it coming back down to Earth, asks, hey, how come the rocket's not going up anymore? Well, it's going around the curvature of the Earth, is what they tell us. So every single rocket, the reason that it follows the parabolic curve, they say, is because it's going around the curvature of the Earth. The real reason is they can't get up any higher than that. They tell us that the Earth is a sphere. They show us pictures of a sphere, of a circle. It's a perfect circle. And then they come out and they say, well, it's actually an oblate spheroid. Oh, what's that? Well, it's a sphere that's flattened at both poles, so it's more of an oval shape. It actually bulges out south of the equator, as well as being flattened at the poles. So it's more pear-shaped.
So it's not actually a sphere. It's oblate. And officially, it's oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than oblate. Little chubby. Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
So now it's pear-shaped. So why are all of these official NASA photos and videos showing perfect spheres when it's actually an oblate spheroid or a pear-shaped spheroid? They can't get their story straight. The reason they keep changing it is that to fit the model, they have to change the shape of the Earth. South of the equator is larger than north of the equator because lines of longitude that just extend outwards, they don't contract back. So they can see that in their pear model. They say, well, the side bulges out south of the equator. It's bigger south of the equator. Yeah, it is, because it's flat. But instead of admitting that, they just make tweaks to their model as time goes on. They say that the ball Earth tilts back 23.5 degrees. That's another tweak they made because we can see Polaris, which is right over the North Pole, from 23.5 degrees south latitude. Shouldn't be able to see that on a ball. So they just tilt the Earth back and then okay, now you can see it. And so they come up with explanations in reverse like this, damage control, reverse engineered explanations.
When I see stuff like that, I can't go back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do so much? This is another one right here. This one I tell you all the time. They be like, oh, I'm drinking this and that. It's a chemical factory in New Jersey that can make anything taste and smell like anything. Check this out.
Now we can drink strawberry soda, artificially flavored, and we read the ingredients on the can. We're not going to find strawberries as an ingredient, but it smells like strawberry, it tastes like strawberry. Why? The chemicals. The chemical capital is in New Jersey. Chemicals for your ice cream, for your burgers, your cakes, for everything. These people can take those chemicals and put it in dog manure and make it taste like chicken McNuggets. These people can.
So you can do that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to be like, oh, you want this food? Nah, I'm good, bro. And they'll look at you like you crazy, right? But the majority always rules. If you think the earth is flat, they're going to talk crazy about you. You believe in God or you do this, they're going to talk crazy about you. Because the majority is like, well, why would they teach us this or teach us that? I don't know. Maybe we should figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Why are they teaching us all these things? Like, why would you show me Jurassic Park? Like, why would you show me these things? Like, what's the whole point of it? But ain't nobody questioning those things, right? Because they want to be part of the world. And they'll say, well, the time is changing. Well, that's the Bible. Those times is different. This, that. And in those different times, everything the same. It's just they do it in a different way. They had music. We got music. Have you ever seen Sinners? They was playing music back then. He went to the whole timeline. It's the same thing. They had clubs. We got clubs. It's the same thing. Nothing's really changed, right? This is why I don't eat. This is why I eat organic food, Mr. Marcus. Came, man. Look, this man got a biohazard suit on walking through the field.
This will make you think
Come on,
twice
man.
before buying supermarket food.
That ain't water
and
you
veg.
spraying. I know that much.
Watch till the end to see a clean way in which
Hey, what you
pesticides
doing?
and insecticides are not used.
Look at this. This young about to grow. Look. That's like Harry Potter, man.
Back to life is nasty work.
Fake cheese. That's Kraft. Fake cheese. You don't eat Kraft, you bullshit. Look at that. Plastic. I don't even want that rice no more. This is what they feed to the babies. They got metal all up in that gel. They gluing the meat. It's all kinds of stuff, man. Ice cream bubble. That's baking soda bubble. They said they put soap powder in ice cream. They paint my sweet potatoes, man. They done painted the yams, man. That's fake coffee. Why do you make fake coffee? What are we doing?
I bring to you
I
underwater.
ain't gonna show you the rest of the video. It's kind of long. Why you make fake coffee? What you make fake coffee for, bro? Is it that serious? I can get you one making like a fake, like a watch or some fake Jordans or something. You know, it got $20. You making fake coffee, bro? I can't even get a regular coffee. Like, come on, man. There's another thing, right? This is a doctor who used to do smorshments or AKA abortions. I say smorshments. Don't hurt anybody's ears. He said he did over 1,200 abortions. He about to talk about it. He stopped doing them though. He felt bad, felt guilty, by what he was doing. He gonna talk about him doing some smorshments.
I did 1,200 abortions, first and second trimester. One was for rape, 2 were for incest, about 9 or 10 were for genetic defects like trisomy 21, and all the rest of them were healthy moms and healthy kids. People believe what they want to believe, and they don't want to believe that, but that is the truth. I killed 1,200 kids. How can you make up for even one of them?
Imagine him going to work knowing he's doing his job technically, but like having to live with that.
Hey, look, I did the math. That's what he said. So I'm going by what he said. By doing the math, that was 13 people. That's barely 1%. Right? But this the crazy part, right? How many people y'all think died last year in the world? Quite a few million, right? What'd that say? 63.1 million people die worldwide, right? So the average is 170,000 deaths a day.
God damn.
Hey, man.
How long you been dying today?
Hey, look. So mind you, they'll talk about like the Holocaust and like that would be over a 10, 12, 15 year period. You talking about in 1 year, 63 out of here, right? That's just people that they documented. So you passed away from murder, anything, right? 63 million across the whole world. Check this abortion number out for last year across the whole world. It's more than people died. And abortions cost. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of money. Like you remove 73 million people away. Well, they're not gonna say people, they're gonna say it's like that. He said second and third trimester. That's like a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some girls have birth at that time and the baby come out, might extend a little machine, couple days, but they be all right. 70, that's more than people die. And that's the ones we know about. That's the ones that's like documented, right? That ain't including if they had like plan Bs or they, did the old school little hanger trick or whatever. We don't know what they did, but that's what's documented. And it's like this every year. When I see stuff like that, I can't really do it, right? So this is rendering to Caesar. This is why I like the government, Mr. Mike. I'm going to show you why the government ain't with my friend. I saw this when I was in California. I was like, oh, these no good scallywags. So this is Matthew chapter 22, verses 15 through 22.
Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of God in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Jesus perceived their wickedness and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Shew me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, Whose is this image and superscription? They say unto him, Caesar. Then saith he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. When they had heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way.
So they was complaining because people weren't trying to pay their taxes and get a tribute to Caesar because you're supposed to, I guess, get his tax to Caesar every year. You got to pay a little money. This is what we do now, right? Pay the taxes. So they tried to trip him up and ask him, like, yeah, it's not like, it's almost like it's a sin not to pay your taxes, right? And he like, they playing with me hard. Don't worry about it. Let me see that money. So he said, well, look, whatever Caesar got, what y'all got going on with Caesar, cool. And that's the same thing today, right? That's what I was explaining about the government situation where I told y'all somebody don't come in no more because of that. If you want to do whatever you want with the government, that's on you. I don't tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and I don't deal with them, right? But they got games, taxes, all this stuff. This is a game. You want to play the game? Cool. Play the game, learn the rules, get better at the game. Me, I don't want to play the game. A lot of games I don't want to play with them, right? Because I feel like the games are stupid. But this is where it comes from, right? So this lady, this is a longer video, so I got to bear with me. This video about like 12, 13 minutes. So this lady used to work for the IRS. Right, she got locked up after this too, by the way, right, and not for no real charges, just some random. Oh yeah, we just don't know what's going on, and she locked up for like 7, 8 years. But she's working for the IRS, and she's going to talk to you, and tell you about taxes, right, and she's going to go through the whole situation, right, about taxes. Watch.
Sherry Field Jackson. She is an ex-IRS agent, CPA, fraud examiner. She was working for the IRS. She was on a fast track to success there. She was doing very well and received numerous awards for all of the work she did, and she realized that there is no law and that the biggest fraud was the IRS.
I tried to be the best at whatever I did. So when I got to the IRS, I hit the ground running. My first year in 1988, I got a fraud award. It's a big Shaped in Georgia award for fraud. But I got numerous awards, and my biggest one is from the IRS commissioner himself back in 1995. It was Fred T. Goldberg. One of the things that I wanted to tip you off on as far as what the IRS does before I get into the story, they had, I don't know what they're doing now, but they had what's called a Market Segment Specialization Program, or MSSP. They would take different market segments, like ministers, and try to figure out how much money you were under-reporting. Let's take beauticians, for example. I'm going to audit her beauty shop. She owns the shop, and she has some people working there. Based on the assumption that the IRS has that people don't report all of their money, but they like to put all their expenses on there. So granted, all of her expenses are on the tax return, and I figure out how many bottles of this and that she bought. I can calculate a dollar figure. So I'll tell Sophia, after it's all over and we're buddy-buddy, I just shock her and I say, well, guess what? It looks like, based on my calculations, that you really brought in $80,000, but you have $50 on the tax return. So here, you owe the IRS back $30,000. What would she do? She would shut. She would sign off on it. I only had 2 cases in 7.5 years where somebody actually bucked at me. People are so afraid. The government and the media have gotten you guys so afraid of the IRS that you don't even buck them. Now, imagine she might have left the money off. Maybe there was several times where she just didn't report the cash. And maybe that's why. Maybe she has no idea how much she quote unquote underreported. Maybe that was it. But they always acquiesce. They got one, anybody on a laundromat, they have one that will calculate based on your water bill how many loads will wash at your laundromat. And the point to all of this is what they do to people, and people just acquiesce to it. When I quit the IRS in 1995, and after maybe a year of being Jim Cleaver and realizing that was just not me, I hung my shingle, which in accounting terms or business terms is you start your own business. Now, you know that picture of Uncle Sam, the one that says Uncle Sam wants you? I used that same picture and I had it really big, and I says, Uncle Sam wants your money, but I'm a former IRS agent. I'm going to show you how to get it back. You know, the people came running. And then these people start coming to me saying, I keep hearing that we're not supposed to pay tax. Or I keep hearing that the tax law is a fraud. And like I said, I was raised differently. I never would look at that person and say, you're a cuckoo. I wouldn't even think it. It was like, okay, you know, in this back burner back here, I would think to myself, okay, there's some people out there that actually think that the income tax doesn't apply to us, or it's a fraud, or it's being misapplied. But I didn't do anything about it because, remember, I'm rolling around with my little businesses and whatnot. So one night maybe in early June, one of my pastor clients called. It was night. It was about 9 o'clock at night. She said, you know what? I think it was maybe a Wednesday night, after her Wednesday night service. She said, I've got this parishioner that just keeps bugging me about this income tax. She's talking about that we're not liable for the income tax, and she wants to talk to you. Can I give this lady your telephone number? And I said, okay. So maybe about 10 minutes later, this lady called me. She said, I have a question for you. are we supposed to pay income tax or not? I said, okay. Do you want the cuff answer or do you want the real answer? She said, I want the real answer. I said, well, I really don't know. You know, even though I'm a former IRS agent, I haven't done the research, but I hear that there's a credible body of evidence out there that says that we don't owe income tax. I was okay. I mean, I took the information. I was sitting there listening like, okay. And, you know, I said, okay, this lady had a lot of information. I don't know where she got it from. So a few weeks later, she called me again and she said, Miss Jackson, remember that information I told you on the phone? It's in the USA Today. Pull it up on the internet. Okay, so I got the USA Today. It was July 7th, 2000. And it says, Dear we the people, most citizens are not required to file an income tax return. The 16th Amendment to the Constitution is a fraud. And if you file, you waive your Fifth Amendment rights. I said, okay, that's not stuff she was saying. Now, this is a lot of reading. But I kept reading because I was very interested, you know, being a CPA and into fraud and all that. I wanted to see what was going on. So here in the third column, it says no one has been able to collect the $50,000 reward offered by Bill Conklin to anyone that can identify the section of the Internal Revenue Code that makes a typical worker liable for the income tax. I'm serious about winning $50,000. Okay, so it's at my desk. Basically, I just shoved everything off my desk and got the codes out, the regulations out, the tax guide I got on the internet, look at the Cornell University site, all these different things, and I started researching. And 2 weeks later, I said to myself, oh my goodness, we have a problem here. It doesn't look like I'm going to win this money. And I was sitting there at my desk thinking, this thing is a fraud. 2 weeks it took me to sit there and realize that. I didn't just look at the positive, I looked at the negative, I looked at the IRS side. All these things are going, this thing is a fraud. Being a CPA and a former IRS agent, I sat there at the desk, you know, I was by myself, and all these thoughts started going through my head. The first thought was, now I finally open up the codes and regulations. Because see, at the IRS, they trained us with these little guides. We didn't use the codes and regulations. We would get one of these, and you would have to read it, understand it, and pass this little test. And all these little guides that I got, I read them, and I made A's on all my tests. And I thought, and I guess the rest of the agents in training thought that the information that was in here was the same that was in those thick codes and regulations, but it's not necessarily the same. The things that are in these training manuals are not necessarily the same things in the codes and regulations. I learned that in my studying. And the time that I was doing the research, I also learned about the pocket commission. Now, I'm going to let this go around the room, but y'all got to get it back. This is the outside that I purchased of the pocket commission that I had. And before I left, I had the sense of mind to make a copy. This is the little badge I used to flip out at people and say, give me your books and records. Give me your bank statements. Give me all your credit cards, you know. And, you know, people, okay, here, you know, either the counties, I go to the county and do it. I go just about anywhere and flip this little thing out and get whatever I want. You know, there's a lot of power nuts out there doing that, guys. Y'all know it. Half of you already know about it. There's an enforcement pocket commission and there's a non-enforcement pocket commission. And I started looking back at this thing. It has SER, Southeast Region. First of all, I'll read it. It has my picture up here and it says, Sherry Jackson, whose signature and picture appear above, is duly commissioned as Internal Revenue Agent and has authority to perform all duties conferred upon such officers under all laws and regulations administered by the Internal Revenue Service, including the authority to investigate and require and receive information as to all matters relating to such laws and regulations. And it has SER and some other numbers and A. And based on this Internal Revenue Manual, A means administrative. So I'm an administrative clerk out there on the front lines. And I'm an administrative clerk with a non-enforcement pocket commission. Okay, so I'm starting to get angry here. Starting to think about all that. I had to take bribes and get little tape recorders taped to my body and the little microphones on me and go in and take bribes from people. But, you know, thinking about stuff like that, you know, what they got me out here and I'm thinking I really have authority. And this is administrative, non-enforcement pocket commission. That was one of the other things I thought about. And then I thought about and I found out this is one of the another issue, a levy versus a notice of levy. This is something that I didn't deal with a lot because I was an agent and I just assessed the tax. I wasn't a tax collector. I just assessed it. So this is a notice of levy. And someone said, hey, this is a notice of levy. This is what the banks get or your job or whatever. They said, look at the back of it. So I'm looking at the back of this notice of levy and it says section 6331, levy and distraint. And then it says B and C, And I'm thinking, it starts off with B? What happened to A? So I looked up A. And here's A. And it says levy may be made upon the accrued salary or wages of any officer, employee, or elected official of the United States, the District of Columbia, or any agency or instrumentality of the United States or the District of Columbia by serving a notice of levy. I'm thinking, but that's not most people. That's not the person that works at AT&T or Bell South or Coca-Cola. That's not most people. Aren't people noticing that the A isn't on here? Aren't they curious about it? Why are they doing this? All this is going through my head during this period of time, and I'm realizing that there's a rat in the camp. That's what I call it. But this is the straw that broke the camel's back. The Federal Reserve is not federal. How many of you did not know before today that the Federal Reserve isn't federal? If you didn't, don't be shy. If you didn't know before today that the Federal Reserve isn't federal, raise your hand. Most people don't know that. 9 out of 10 people that I asked off the street don't understand that the Federal Reserve is a non-auditable private banking cartel. They are collecting
It's not over.
$6 million an hour in interest from the American people. $36 million an hour in interest from the American people. My children, my 2 children, were born $86,000 in debt based on the national debt. Now, why am I going to take away from those children to give to somebody that is going to be born in 2030? It's not going to happen. So that was my decision. It was very easy. You know, you think about stuff like fear. Oh, the IRS is not going to get you. They're going to take your stuff. That's not important to me. Stuff's not important to me. My children are important to me. I'm one of those mothers that will roll up her sleeves with one leg and try to whoop you if you mess with my children. And I think that a lot of mothers are like that. So this is what my decision was. And I went on and started educating people. One of the things that people asked me once I made this decision and started talking about it, how are we going to run the country without the income tax? I don't know how much Dan got into it, but the Grace Commission report that Ronald Reagan put out in 84, says that none of the money collected in income tax goes towards running the country. But the bottom line is it's not going towards running the country. So you patriotic people out there, you've been fooled. Beardsley Rummel, he was Federal Reserve Chairman back in 1946, did a speech before the American Bar Association. The title of his speech was Taxes for Revenue Are Obsolete. Within the body of this report, he says that the taxes, the income taxes for redistribution of wealth. What is redistribution of wealth? What is that? That's taking from me that I've worked hard for and giving it from somebody else to somebody else. Shouldn't I have the right to redistribute my wealth if I want to? Another question that they ask me is, how come I haven't heard this on TV, on the radio, on the newspaper? Well, sweetie, the simple answer to that is the same people who own the television stations and the newspapers and the radio stations are the same people who are involved with the Federal Reserve. And here is a little statement that says that it only requires 5% ownership to significantly influence the media. Rockefeller is one of the original shareholders of the Federal Reserve. As early as 1963, the House Banking Subcommittee reported that Rockefeller, through Chase Manhattan Bank, controlled 5.9% of the stock in CBS and the bank and gained interlocking directorates with ABC. I went all the way through high school, all the way through college, all the way through testing for the CPA, and all this Irish training and didn't hear about any of this. You think they want this information out here for you guys to eat up and chew up and find out what's really going on? I don't think so. Now, another one. Why don't we just tell our elected officials about this? And to make a really long story short, the We the People Foundation, the same people that put out this ad, put together a hearing. And these 40 researchers, we're going to ask the IRS and the DOJ these questions, and we're going to have this big meeting in Washington called the Truth and Taxation Hearings, okay? So we got together with 537 questions. So we sent them the 537 questions so they could research and have the answers, and what did they do? They reneged on coming. They signed off on it, but they reneged on coming. So you all didn't get to hear the truth. We went on and had the hearings anyway, put it on CD, marched around Washington, giving it to all 535 congressmen and senators. Please look at this information. We got stupid responses back like, thank you for visiting our offices in Washington. The next time you come to Washington, please visit us again. They don't care. Your presidents don't care. Another one that they ask me, or they'll say something like, well, this just sounds like it's some kind of conspiracy theory. Y'all hear that a lot? Okay. But tell me this, what's the difference between a conspiracy and a strategy? Don't you understand that this is all by design? All this black, white stuff. You're white, I'm black. You know, you're a Democrat, I'm a Republican. You know, y'all heard of divide and conquer before, right? Why y'all letting them do it to us? While I'm sitting up here arguing with this man about what his great-great-great-granddaddy did to mine, there's this big old fence closing in around us. And while I'm sitting here wasting time and he's sitting here telling me why he doesn't know, we need to put our heads together and figure out how to get out of this fence that these people are building around us. Am I right? That's what we gotta be. Divide and conquer, we can't let that work anymore. It's been working all these years. Then we need to get together and understand. First of all, you need to understand what is going on with your money. You work hard. It's like we're on a hamster. We're
I work too hard.
wheel. This country started out with taxation without representation. Where are we now? How did we get back to where we started? We got lazy and comfortable. Get out your comfort zone. I never tell people to file a tax return. I never tell them not to file. I never tell people to pay taxes, and I never tell them not to pay. What I tell people is to do your own research, do your due diligence, and decide whether or not you're going to be a slave or get off the plantation. That's your choice. So in essence, you're wasting time. As long as you continue to feed the monster's going to grow. They're going to laugh in your face. Any kind of cause that you have, anything that you're trying to do in your life concerning getting things back on track with our country, the way it's supposed to be, you're going to get laughed at because you continue to give them the money to do whatever it is they're doing to us. A lot of people don't care. A lot of people get the money taken out of their checks and they actually think they're getting, I get back $3,000 every year. They don't take anything from me. I say, sweetie, look at your W-2. They took $14,000. They give you back $3,000 of your own money. Oh. But the point is, if each of us understands where we are, who we are, and tries to do something about it, then we're going to get somewhere. This is a great country, but it's off track. And who's going to get it back on track? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all.
I saw that like 15 years ago, 16, 17 years ago. It's a pretty old video. She went to jail for 4 years for, as it says on Google, 4 misdemeanor counts of willfully failing to file income tax returns. She did 4 years in the federal prison. She had to go to the U.S. Courts of Appeals in 2008, and she got out in 2011. When you do Fed time, you do, I think, 80% of your time or whatever, so she got out the extra year. So she went to jail because she wasn't filing her taxes. Or it says willfully filing her taxes. The way they word stuff is like, it's really funny. She said she came out and she becomes assaulting people. Like she said, I'll tell you all the time, I never tell y'all what to do. I choose to do what I want to do. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But it's hard for me to sit here and like, y'all gotta get out and vote or do this and that. I can't do that, bro. They criminals. Like, there's no, you got people sign a petition, but then they don't show up. Like, why y'all not showing up? Like, that's not strange to nobody. Or like when I first seen my first check, like, what's all this Medicaid and Social Security? I don't get none of this. You know what I'm saying? I could work almost till I'm 60 years old and then I pass away. I ain't about to get out of that pot. You know what I'm saying? But I know people that ain't there working their life. They be getting Medicaid and all that. I'm like, but you ain't never had a job in your life. So you basically my son. You know what I'm saying? I should have been at your graduation. I'm your dad, basically. Right? So that's how I feel, right? So the enemy tune things out, right?
Before you move
I know you're gonna say something, Mr. Government Man.
No, I just want you to, take your process, which is a heck of a process, a great process and everything, and apply to what she just did.
Oh no, that's what I did.
Let me finish. Then she first started off saying the 16th Amendment.
Correct.
Okay, that's a constitutional law. She not one time said, where's there a law that amended that constitutional law, changed that constitutional law, or abridged that constitutional law? She never mentioned any laws, anything federal at all. Okay. At the end, she said, I'm not going to tell you to file or not to file.
Well, I know why she said that, because she won't be blamed for it.
No, because she cannot support her claim that you should not be paying income taxes. when the Constitution says you're supposed to.
Well, that's not true though, because it's based off of how you. It's based off the wording. So that's what the one thing I learned about, because Greg Friend's a lawyer. So one thing I learned about is lawyer. So if I give example, for you to have a driver's license, right? Everybody got a license that drives, right? But technically, you don't have to have a driver's license, because the state the backing behind the driver's license is when you're a commercial company or something commercial providing commercial things. There's nothing commercial about me, so I don't actually need this. Now, when you get one, whatever, you kind of like I said, you like playing the game. It was this boy on YouTube, like I said, 15, 16 years ago. YouTube man saying he literally had no license, but he had to like, excuse me, around paper. So he had no license and he had no license plate, because the license plate is for a commercial vehicle. If my vehicle not transporting no commercial goods, there's not a commercial vehicle. But it's a way to, like I said, make money to be off people. So everybody is just going with the flow. Then how could it? So for instance, while she was talking, I just looked up to make sure. It says every legitimate business has to be able to be audited. You can't audit the Federal Reserve. So what kind of business is this? Everybody can be audited except for this one entity. That's a problem. So no matter what you tell me, this is some other truth. No matter what you tell me, that's a problem. And until that problem get fixed, it doesn't matter what you say to me. I could go do my research. It's literally, like you said in your laws, it says everybody can be audited. I have watched tons of videos before I started preaching about the Federal Reserve not being audited. Who are y'all, and how come can't nobody count y'all money? That makes no sense to me. And it's if somebody can explain that to me through the law. When I'm reading the law, as it's going on, I want to put on the screen. As it's going on, you can't explain that to me. So, like what she did, right? She's a due diligence. So I'm telling you, I filed my taxes and stuff like that, because there's certain games I can play, certain games I don't want to play. So license, I'll play. I've been pulled over. I'm black. I think I got put over just being black, right? Driving while black. I don't have time to be dealing with this. This guy that was doing that, he was a white boy. So he was getting, trouble or whatever case may be. But this ain't the first time I've heard this. I've heard it from people that's pastors. I've heard it from like regular people. This isn't just like this one off. I can show you other things about this lady. But like you said, everybody's scared. 7 years, you had 2 people buck. Everybody filed taxes. 2 people? That's nothing. So that means every time you come in, like you say, you show your badge. She said she got the what she said, the little book she had. She said it's nothing that look different from the rules. But this is what I'm telling you, as a person that just experienced things, I questioned everything. Everything. I think I told you before, I'll tell y'all again. I watched that with my little brother. I'm at Disney World, right? So at Disney World, you come in, so you got like a cooler or a bag, right? You can't have ice inside the cooler, not inside of a bag. So we all put ice in a cooler, right? You can't have that in Disney World. It got to be inside of a bag. So the dude in front of me, he has this problem, and the dude, he's trying to figure out what's going on. So he makes him dump this. So now you're making me mad because you're holding the line up. He made him go dump it. You know what I asked the dude who made him dump it? I said, why can't he have it? I don't know. But I just know he can't have it. You enforcing a rule that you don't even know why. I say, bro, if he really smart, if he going to really do it, because this is what I'm going to do. I'm from the streets. Don't worry about it, cool. I'm going to fill up a trash bag full of ice. And as soon as I get past, I'm going to take the trash bag out, dump all the ice in there, because all I do is make past the gate. But just think about it. You got a guy who's enforcing the rules who don't even know why he's enforcing it. That's the world. That's basically majority of the world. I'm not like that. That's what I'm saying. So when I have a conversation with you, it's never disrespect. It's never like look a different way. I'm playing the game, having the game play if I want to participate in the game. But like I said, if every business can get audited, but the Federal Reserve can't, and you're not even the government. If you was the government, I might let it slide. You ain't even part of the government. You got to pay for stamps like me, and they can't audit you.
It's the federal government.
That don't make any sense.
It's the federal government.
You said what happened?
It is the Federal Reserve.
It is a business. It's a bank. It's a business because all banks can get audited except for this one.
Okay, wait a minute. Is it a business in the manner that we look at businesses for auditing purposes?
No, any business can get audit. Any business, a church, anything. If money comes through and it's everybody has to be able to be audited. Like I've watched segments where they've questioned this in court. How are you not able to be audited? And you know what they say? And it just goes by.
You know why they sit there and look stupid and all that? Because they don't know why they're not being audited.
Okay, so tell me what. So tell me why the Federal Reserve can't be audited, and it's a business.
But it's not really a business. All it does is pass money through. All it does. let me get your money, process it here, and let me give it to him. It's not some, it doesn't have a product it sells, doesn't have to provide goods or services in the manner that a business provides goods. It's just a pass-through entity. It does not function in the term of a business for auditing purposes.
So what is it?
It's still a ripoff.
The whole federal government is a ripoff. Okay, that's the
It says the Federal Reserve is not traditionally a company or private corporation. It operates as a unique hybrid combining both public government agency functions and private structural characteristics. So what is it?
combining all.
So hold on. What is it though? It's a scam, right? Okay. So all right. So if it's a scam, is it true?
Is it a true scam?
No. Is it true? That's what I'm saying. Does it have truth to the world? Like that's against that entity goes against everybody.
Okay, I agree 100%.
Okay.
I agree 100% with what you just said. But until someone comes along and changes that,
You can't change it. It's impossible to change it. How you gonna change it?
why you can't change
How
it?
can you change it?
I don't know yet.
It's impossible.
Okay.
It don't exist almost. It's almost like a ghost. You said you can't audit it. You said it's not a business. It's nothing legal. It don't sell anything, right?
And that's part of the problem. Okay.
Hold on. Wait. So 1776, right? So you got all these years, right? So the president, you got your president, Obama. Don't nobody know this is a problem?
They know it's a problem, but they don't care.
How do you not care about something that's destroying us?
They do not care.
Yeah, listen, I get that. I'm just saying, if they don't care, why should I care?
That's your choice.
No, but I'm saying, oh no, you know what I'm saying. You want me to somebody like in my job, right? You want me to vote. How can I vote for something of a system that doesn't care about the destruction of me?
Do you have to vote?
No, I don't have to vote.
There you go.
You're not.
It's a choice that's been made by those that are in charge and responsible for doing things to govern this country as a country. When you have people that don't care, do you think Trump care about this ballroom? No. He care about how much money he's gonna make off the ballroom. Do you think Trump cares about what's going on in Iran? No. He looking how much money his kids have made out of. He does not care. Now you got the president of the United States that don't care. You got 435 congressmen with a good 85% don't care. You got 100 senators, which about 75% of them don't care and have never cared, because their focus is all on me. What do I get? I mean, I have sat in meetings in Congress, and I worked in Congress on both the House and Senate committees, budget committees, and one congressman will ask the other I will get my 7 votes to pass your bill, but what do I get in return?
All right, just say so. I got you. I'm gonna finish talking to you. You know why this is funny? Is the way that God set it up. These scriptures talk about people like you in the government, right? 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3. Because this is what the enemy does. It makes you tune out because there's no way I can sit here as a person, sit here as somebody trying to be holy and righteous of God and stand or support for anything that people compare to that. No, I'm not saying justify. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's no way that, like, okay, so this country, how she's talking about to get the country back, that part I don't agree with. There's no way to get the country back.
Right.
There's no way to get no country back.
Too far gone.
But you won't get it from the get-go. Because if you have people that standing on something who don't believe in righteousness, it doesn't matter. Once anything that's unrighteous gets in, it's over. That's it, right? So the whole system is based off unrighteousness. So like I said, so when I'm talking to you or talking to somebody and I don't participate in it, it's because it's clearly unrighteous or holy. There's no way I can sit here and tell me, oh, you're telling me this is a business, not a business, it's an entity, which is even crazier. It's an entity that can't be audited, can't be done, nothing can happen to it, or you're saying that it can be, but nobody cares for it, right? So that's it. So the people who don't care for it, it just tells me you don't care about me. If you don't care about me, it's not that I don't care for you, because I care for everybody in the world. But if you don't care about me, there's nothing I can do with you. There's no conversation I can have. There's no change in your mind. There's no anything. So what I would do is, hey, bro, let me show you how this works. It's a game they play, this and that. You want to play the game, cool, X, Y, Z. But don't sit here and lie in my face and tell me lies or stuff like that, because like I said, you're part of the problem. So this is why I wouldn't participate in anything. And like I said, I'm going to show you the scriptures. So this is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 through 5. And I'm going to show you videos about people, when they hear the truth, they'll just like, oh, and they'll turn away from it because, like I said, the truth going to hurt because the truth going to get it over with. Because if it's what you say it was, the Federal Reserve should be shut down by tomorrow. It shouldn't even be a question because it's, like I said, what is it? It's nothing. It's an entity, right? Cool. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 through 5.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry.
So they turn away from the truth. They turn away from the truth, right? So that's what I'm saying. So nobody can come tell me to vote. Nobody can come tell me that I can make a difference. Nobody can come tell me that no matter what president's office, no matter what councilman, no matter what, it doesn't matter because the people that you're talking about, you want me to help, the system that you want me to help is that. You said it. You said it yourself. They're for their own lust. Did you not? You said they do it for their own. That's what it is. The Lord told me that's what they for. There's no point, right? I got more scriptures though. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 1 through 4. I just like the way God be talking to me. He just like, yeah, you know, somebody gonna talk to you about this. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying when I talk to people, right? They'll think I'm some type of like radical, but it's not as radical. It's just impossible. This is a situation that's not gonna be fixed because you guys play part. Y'all, you play into it. You get into power, right? If you get into power, they're gonna play with you, right? I don't play with them, right? They be like, well, you can get affected. I'm getting affected regardless, so it don't really matter. So I don't want to play the game. Like if I don't play craps, I can't lose no money. So I'm not gonna play the game, right? They were like, you get affected anyway. I get affected regardless of what happens, no matter what happens, because I gotta go out and I gotta do these things. But I've noticed since I've been in my journey with God, He makes sure I'm good. No matter what's going on in the world, He'll make it happen because in reality, He controls money, He controls this, He controls that. So He allows Trump to be the president. He allows Kim Jong-un to be the president over there. Like He allows these things. So when I talk to people, the president, yeah, of course I don't want you to do government things. I don't want you to do these things because I'm trying to show you that it don't work. But if we just do it amongst ourselves, we got the cash and stuff amongst ourselves and do these things. But this right here, I'm just showing you because I have friends that's supposed to be in the church with me and they really naive. Somebody told me, oh, you think this is going to happen? Yeah. AI music going to take over. AI will take over everything. Because it's better at us and it's more efficient and you gotta pay it. I don't gotta pay AI. I gotta pay you, and I got if you come to work late. You know, you do this and that. AI work every day, all day. Don't ask for no extra money, no fees. They not fighting. They really gotta serve lunch. Lunch break. What's the other lunch break, boss? Some AI just do what I need to do. You gotta do this right. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 1 through 4.
Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handing the word of God deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them.
All right, so just talk about me. So I would talk to people, right? And I would kind of like try to waver what I believe in because I'm trying to like get on they, understand. So I'm trying to mingle with them. But God said right here, like, hey, I done blinded some people, so it don't matter. So what I want to do, you tell me, hey, how this dress look, I don't like it. But like you tell me this, I'm gonna just tell you what it is because eventually, the more I'm truthful, God gonna get you out the way if you're not ready for it. Simple. Before I didn't think like that. I would be honest. I did because it was just like, yeah, you my friend, bro. I don't want to lose my friend. Or you do this. Some people ask me, you still doing that church thing? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's what's up, man. And my brain is like, well, you should be in church because you about to be for a rude awakening, right? But I'll tell that to them and they'll go about their ways, right? Because they whatever. It says we're supposed to renounce the hidden things and dishonesty, the Federal Reserve, not walking in craftiness, the government, right? Or nor handling the word of God deceitfully, right? Which is bad pastors and stuff like that. There's no way you about to tell me this pastor is not in cahoots with this person or whatever the case may be. I'm not in that position and I'll never be in that position. But people be in a position because you say like your money, right? They take on less just because this pastor or he a good pastor. what makes him a good pastor, right? Because you went to Sunday and he made you feel good about yourself. Shoot, MLK made you feel good about yourself. They call him a doctor and a reverend. I don't think he a pastor this whole time since I've been up. Like, they just call him that. But I'm starting to debate if he even go to somebody's church and even teach him. But that's what they gave him, right? And like I said, people go along with all these things, right? This is another scripture. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 1 through 7.
This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
In verse 5, it say, willingly are ignorant. That's what I'm saying. So I'm talking to somebody, I'm over it. You want to be stupid? Hey, that's on you, bro. And I'm not mad at you. I'll hit you. I'll nonetheless. So I'm telling you, it's like you say you disagree. I ain't saying you did disagree. I'm just saying this. It don't matter what you tell me or what she explained it. Hey, it's over. I can't do nothing about it, because when I first seen that video, right? I seen that video 15, 16 years ago. I was telling this dude this, like, yeah, bro, this and such. Hey, man, we should be talking about this over Facebook. Okay, cool, no problem. I come home. What's up? Yeah. I'm trying to talk to him about it. Oh, nah, yeah, you this and that. Another person I was talking to, my cousin, you really believe in that? And I said, oh, I know what this means, because now you see that's kind of scary, because you thought it was different. You thought how I thought it was. You really work hard, you be in America, get your American dream. But what I'm showing you, that ain't what this is saying. It's saying something totally different. But you got dreams, because we all got dreams. What you want to be when you're a kid? I want to be a firefighter. I want to be an astronaut. You got these stupid dreams, and you realize that's not what this really is. But you, like I said, you go there, and I tell you all the time, what if happens if you in a position like Neil deGrasse Tyson? He would be a scientist or whatever. And I'm not saying he's not a scientist, but if they pay him $30 million, before I found God, I'd be lying too. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. The world shaped like a banana, for real, but it's kind of like a peach. But we out there still searching. Might check $1 million a month, but I don't care what they telling you. But I have truth in my life. I have conviction. I just can't sit here and lie to y'all. It's just no way I'm gonna just be able to sit here and lie to somebody like that. And mind you, I'm from the streets. I'm one of the best lies out in the business. I'm telling you, I can sell the Bible to the devil, back to him, and he'll leave me alone. I'm one of the best in the streets at doing it. I can't do that to you and sit here in your face and tell you a lie. There's no way. But people do it all the time, amongst their friends, families, whoever. I ain't gonna tell y'all that. One, because I told you I can't wake up. Two, I think one, I'll say God punched me. Two, I can't wake up, but there's no way. So I'm talking to somebody, whether it's Trump or whoever, I don't care about whoever the president is. It's not all about that. It's just like, if this person is not honest enough to say something, or you look past this because of respect the person or something, I can't talk to you, bro. I'm talking to somebody about, this ain't got nothing to do with this, but this is on the same topic. Drake and Kendrick Lamar beefing, right? They talk about Drake because he's mixed. Kendrick Lamar baby mother mixed. You can't throw a jab at somebody when you talking to somebody the same jab you throwing. How does that work? Hey, man, you gay, but I'm talking to a gay person. How does that make sense, bro? That don't make no sense. But I like him, right? I can't have a conversation with the person no more, because I know where you're going to stand when truth come about. You're not going to stand for truth. You standing for whatever is beneficial for you. Like you said, your own lust. So if it's your beneficial for your own lust to do this or you do that, hey, you got it, bro. I'm not for it. I'm not with it. So what I'm saying is, if I ever came at anybody or I'm talking to y'all, that's why. It's just no way you can make me go against the truth now. Like, when it's just true, it's just true. Like, that's what it is. I just can't go against truth. That's what I was saying. I wasn't talking about like you being wrong. You let me learn something. It's an entity, which I've heard before, but it's not a business. It can't be audited, right? But my thing is well, it's plenty of precedents. So if you can't do nothing, if y'all don't want to do nothing about it, I know there's nothing for me to deal with you. My thing with the government, I already told you, we need to have that game. Y'all get it for the year, we get it for a year, and then we get the pick. Or we just get a dictator. That's the only way. Or just get rid of the system in general because the system is broken, right? It's broken because a lot of the rules is made. Slavery's still around. All these things. It's so much with it, but it's not nothing. I'm going to sit here and tell you that I want Westmore to be in this or I want this and that. People, I like Marion Barry. Hey, man, he could have did some good stuff, but the core of it is bad. I don't care because, like I said, it's the things that we see as like fixes or changes. These seem like really simple fixes, real simple changes. And they'll say, well, it's not this, it's not that. Well, they got to be. I think that I could be wrong. I think they're building a UFC octagon in front of the White House or something. Come on, man. What we doing right here? What we doing right here? What we doing out here, man? And I don't care who's responsible for it. I don't care if it's Trump, Bush. I don't care. What is we doing? Why do we need an octagon in front of the White House? Like, what benefit is that for the world? And they'll say it's for people making, like the people that's building to get their jobs. Okay, cool. People can get paid for a couple months, whatever, the building structure. But then what? Right? You taking all my money, saying the roads. You saying it's fixing the roads. There's potholes everywhere. Like, there's some potholes in DC, man. It look like y'all forgot to finish building the street. What am I paying you money for? Like, you know what I'm saying?
One of those today.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, what's the point, right? This is Isaiah 30, chapter 30, verses 8 through 13. It's just no way. It's just no way. And this is with everything. There's no way anybody tell me, oh, you get this fruit. Like the girl said, I ate the fruit with the pesticides, but it got skin on it because the pesticides can't get through the skin. What? Poison going through that skin, baby girl. But you know what? Hey, that's what you feel. Hey, you want some of this fruit? I surely do not. Don't worry about it. I'm, you know, they're like, you want the food? I already eat grass, bro. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. And when people look at you, you kind of radical. But I started looking, the disciples are radical. Christ is radical. Moses, they really radical compared to the rest of the world.
And I mean, I understand exactly what you said. Like, when I come to you and I say, well, what do you think about this?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you just don't say, well, this is what it is. You know, you show me something in the scripture.
I got to.
Now, I can work with that. But what I'm saying is people like her. Now, one time she said, look, here's a document that's going to keep you out of jail that says you don't pay taxes. No, I'm saying here's a document that is passed by people that made this a law said we're supposed to pay taxes. I'm showing you what my position is, you're supposed to pay taxes. You said no, but you're not showing me a document to support what you said. I'll go to Julie. Julie said, well, look, this is what I'm saying that's in the scripture. I got a document.
It is a document, though. I'm gonna try to pull up there. It was a document from a dude that was working with IRS, and he put up a document, and it says, and it literally says on the paper that taxes are voluntary. It literally says that.
But
so crazy.
But does that document subside against the 16th Amendment of the Constitution? Remember, the Constitution is a
Now he agreed that they was voluntary. He said, but you still should pay them. Like he literally agreed though that they're voluntary, that you should pay them.
Everything in life is voluntary. Everything. I don't care what.
No, I'm saying, but if you
wait a minute.
But if you're telling me
gave you the choice to choose right from wrong, so everything is voluntary.
Everything is voluntary, yeah. But I'm saying if you put on the paper that is voluntary to pay somebody for somebody to be forced to pay taxes, and that's in the rules that you showed me, because he said it was in the rules. He agreed to it and said it. He just said people should still pay it. So you can show me, if he showed me the paper and he agreed to it, that means it's a thing. Just like if it's somebody commit murder, it's in the rules. You cannot take the life of another person. Like it's in the paper. He showed him in the paper. What I'm just saying is, like she said, why would they show you? Because it's part of the game. Like I'm telling him, I got a secret. I'm not gonna tell everybody. If it's gonna make us rich, why would I tell you?
She didn't have half of the rule book.
Yeah, why would I?
Title 26 is like. See, that's the whole key. You know, you showed your document saying it's voluntary for you to pay taxes, but then did he show you in that document saying that if you don't pay taxes, this is what happens?
Well, no. Okay, so that's not how the rule is. The rule is actually you're not allowed to. So not filing taxes is illegal. When you don't pay your taxes, it's not illegal. See, she got locked up not for not paying taxes. You got locked up for not filing. So you're supposed to file the taxes, but let's say you filed them and you didn't pay them, they can't lock you up for that. Now you could go, if I go 6 years and I don't file my taxes, that's the illegal part. Right. If I file it for 6 years and I just don't pay them, that's not illegal.
No, it's not illegal. They just come and snatch everything.
Yeah, they just take my money, but it's not they. So yeah, but you want me to file the paperwork.
And see,
that doesn't make any sense.
It's voluntary for you to file. What you say? Or was he saying it's voluntary for you?
He said voluntary to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, voluntary to pay. Yeah, he says voluntary to pay. So you're not obligated to pay taxes. It's something that they force you to do. Correct.
But
so this is Isaiah 30 verses 8 through 13, which is still stupid. If I pay it or I don't, bro, it's just what we doing here, man. Like, I got the money. What we doing? Are we paying it or not?
Go to U.S. National Debt.
Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
On verse 10, it says, which say to the seers, see not. Seers is like prophets. It says, see not to the prophets. Prophesy not unto us the right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits. So the people that say, hey, bro, we don't really want to hear the truth, that joke's kind of like rough. You can't tell us like the good things. What did they tell y'all? Oh, we're going to fight for taxes and healthcare. They're telling y'all what you want to hear, right? The people are already asking this. Like I said, there's no way I can sit here with y'all and be not truthful or be honest with y'all. So like I said, when I don't participate in stuff, when I don't want to go here, when I don't want to participate in a holiday or something like that, I just can't do it. And the reason why I can't do it is because of stuff like this, right? This is Luke 21, chapter 34 through, chapter 21, I'm sorry, through verse 34 to 36. And this is Big Brother Christ talking. So whenever time Christ talking, I don't care what nobody says. You can say you show me whatever document you want to. When it's in red, it's over for me. It's in red.
And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering and fighting and drunkenness, and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye, therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man.
All right, so verse 36 says, watch ye therefore, and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, to stand before the Son of Man. So that's anything I'm telling y'all about. So anything that's happening, when they watch y'all participate in this, when the pandemic was happening, all this other stuff, everybody freaking out. I gotta get a shot. I gotta get this. Let me tell you something. The government's gonna be offering stuff for free. So that's red flag number one. All right. Number two is, right, COVID just happened. How y'all get a vaccine so fast? You look about vaccines, it took a couple of years to make a vaccine. They had this vaccine in, I don't know, 7 weeks, 7 days. They was like, y'all ready for this? Now, mind you, they could have been super scientists. I'm not going to knock them. They could have been somebody. But just like I said, always think about the agenda. It was a dude, I think it was somebody in New York. He eating burgers and fries. Like, you get a shot, you get like a free burger. But I don't care about no free burger. I'm from where we get that burger from. But I'm not about to take this shot. They did it at my job. I was working at AutoZone. They was giving incentives. If you got the shot, you get $100. Now, mind you, the $100 are getting taxed. So you probably get like 70, 65. And people was doing it, but they realized not enough people was doing it. And they had to keep adjusting the rules, because people don't realize we make up the rules. We are the rules. Whatever we give them, whatever. That's why I say it's no point in me contributing to the rules that I know it's not beneficial for nobody. So I'm just not gonna play the game. And people get mad and say, well, that's part of the problem. I'm like, no, you don't realize you're part of the problem, because you don't realize they're playing a game against y'all. Right? The game is always going to be against y'all. The fact that the government can vote on their raise, it's going to be hard for me to believe that they in there like, hey, man, I think we should get a raise, man. Nah, we ain't really been that good this year, man. Let's go ahead and just keep the same amount. I just don't see it. Because what job, who wouldn't want to raise? Who wouldn't want to raise? And you the ones that get to do it? Oh, no, bro. You told me about the Trump situation, about how Trump goes in front of his peers to get judged. Like she said, how many of y'all know the Federal Reserve ain't federal? Nobody don't know that. Nobody don't know that court system stuff. That's what I'm saying. There's no way you can get me to participate in any of this stuff because, like I said, you're not telling me that. Because I feel like if people knew that, yeah, they look at it differently. Like, so that's the case. Oh, no, Trump need to be tried. He need to be tried like they did back in the day with the fire and the pitchforks outside. Like, we gotta try you a different way because if you got this, it's almost like like how Al Capone, you switch the jury. Of course you're gonna win. The jury your team. Like you can't lose no matter what you do. I was always because when they was talking about Trump got impeached, my brother-in-law, yeah, he getting impeached. They getting him out of here. I'm like, okay, I looked up. He got impeached. Clinton got impeached, but nobody necessarily got kicked out. So I was like, what does impeachment mean? You told me I'm an indictment. Why use a different word? Why not just say indictment? Everybody know what that means. I didn't notice what that's no impeachment mean. They changed words, right? They changed all these things. Like I said, there's no way somebody can sit here in my face. I'm talking to my doctor one day. Well, thank the Lord, you're not my doctor no more. And I was sick. I think I had the flu. Well, I might have had, the vid, but she said, you want to take a flu shot? Nah, I'm good. She's like, you sure? Yeah, I'm positive. That's why you sick. I said, what's in the flu shot? She said, a dead strand. Where you get a dead strand of a virus from? Did you extract it from somebody? How did you get that? That's like said, it's a dead strand of HIV or a dead strand of cancer. Where did you get that from, my friend? Nah, I'm good. Well, that's probably why you're sick. Hey, cool. But you know what most people do? When I'm sick, I don't want to be sick. They jump at it. Hey, look, I've been sick before. If I die, I'm going to die. It is what it is, bro, because it's nothing I can control, right? And I started realizing that, right? So this is Philippians chapter 4, verses 8. Then I'm going to show y'all these videos talking about just like people do. They'll say something and watch how the whole narrative switch when it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. And I can show you, I'm going to show you different with God and people, right? So this is Philippians 4, 8, verses 9.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me do. And the God of peace shall be with you.
Look at that, man. It say things is pure, just, lovely, good report, virtuous things. Pray. There's nothing bad in that report. They tell me what to do. I got to do good stuff. I can't treat people bad. I can't talk to people bad. I can't talk to people crazy. I can't treat people bad like that. I used to, but I ain't care. You know why? That's part of the world. It is what it is, right? But when you become part of the world, you're just doing whatever you want to do. Let me show y'all this video right here, man. So this dude about to ask her. Y'all seen this? I know y'all seen this. He about to ask her about this guy drinking in the bar if she should get kicked out of bars, right? Check this out.
Someone got kicked out of 109 different bars. Is it their fault or all the different bars' fault?
Wait, 109 different bars?
Yeah, so someone got kicked out of 109 different locations.
Yeah, he might be the problem. But yeah, well, what's that like pertaining to?
It's pertaining to it.
Yeah, that you can't go around like asking questions like that. That's
Why not?
So like I said, what he said, he asked her, and she answered the question, no problem. When he said it was Israel, because Israel, the Jewish people, they got kicked out of 109 countries. So he tried to say, well, they the problem because in the bar scenario, whoever that person is a problem in the bar. But when it's the Jewish people, it's not a problem. She's so scared to answer it. I can't talk to you. That's not my friend. I would never be friends with her. Until you come out of that state of mind that you're gonna just absolutely accept the truth. And no matter who you are, I can't hang with you, bro. I can't do nothing. Will I pass you by and say hi? Sure. Could I come around here and yeah, you got food? If it's cool, I ask God it's cool. Yeah. But you're not my friend. I don't want you around me. I don't want you in my church. I don't want you nowhere. And it's not like I'm saying this because I'm a bad person. You were just so scared. I can't be scared. I'm telling y'all the truth. I can't be scared. I'm fighting for God because I believe God, he greater than everybody. So if God gonna get us who he wants to get us, he gonna get us there. But you telling me that you can't go around and answer questions. So now you telling me it's certain questions I can't even ask. How am I supposed to go around like, well, you can't ask that question, bro. That's kind of crazy. What's up, man? Are you talking to my son? How am I supposed to ask that question, right? So check this out. They talking about, I talked about this last time about the Jewish thing, right? When they was talking about burning the books. The person who about to talk about this is from the LGBTQ community, right? Check this out. Or TQ plus. I don't want to mess their name up, whatever their name is.
Of course, the Jewish pedophiles who wrote our history books don't want you to know. The Nazis were burning books about transgender ideology. Here it is from the horse's mouth.
People should know that one of the first things that the Nazis did, I think it was in 1933, was they burned Magnus Hirschfeld's Gender for Sexuality. Magnus Hirschfeld was studying trans people, LGBTQ people. Lily Elby, who the Danish girl, the film Danish Girl was about, she had her first gender affirming procedure at Magnus Hirschfeld's clinic. The Nazis burned it down. All of this research.
History's written by the victor who really won.
That was not a woman that was talking as a man. It was a transgender or whatever they, I don't know, I won't disrespect them, but they, whatever they claim to be, right? That's who they are, right? They even saying this. That's what I'm saying. The truth got to trump everything, because the moment a lie come in or somebody like that girl don't want to talk about it, it's a problem. It's another example. This dude right here, right? So somebody, he was teaching about like the Hebrew language. So somebody commented, as you can see, I don't do Hebrew language. We are not under the Old Testament laws and commandments. This is a reply to this.
Sounds like you have a Greek mindset, like so many Christians, but that's unfortunate because the book you're holding is a Hebrew book. Your Messiah is Hebrew. The disciples, the Apostle Shaul.
Right? So I had to erase that because of him texting me.
Sounds like you have a Greek mindset, like so many Christians, but that's unfortunate because the book you're holding is a Hebrew book. Your Messiah is Hebrew. The disciples, the Apostle Shaul, Hebrew. Going all the way back to the patriarch Abraham, Hebrew. Don't run away from the truth. It's amazing what happens when you search and you go deeper into the Hebrew language.
This is a Hebrew book. There's no ifs and buts about it. The Christians will say this is a Christian book. It's not a Christian book. The characters here are Hebrews. The lineage goes from Abraham all the way to Christ or whatever. Paul, all of them, they are Hebrews, right? But when you tell somebody, they feel offended, right? But then this, at the same token, they'll give the Jewish people credit, like, well, they are the people. Which one is it? You can't say that about the book and then say they're the people. It's confusing. So it's this their book, and we just using it, right? But the book can help everybody. I didn't say the book can help everybody. That's like if he my son and I wrote something for him and he didn't see it, but somebody else came across it. That don't mean the information they seen and it can't be used. It don't mean that they can't benefit from it. But that's not what this book is too. The book is literally talking to the Hebrews. They got the book. They got all the rules. The Gentiles don't know the rules. Somebody's mad at him because he wants to learn Hebrew language. Your Messiah Hebrew. How? I don't want to do this. Your Messiah did that. I don't want to get baptized. Your Messiah got baptized. How do you go against the person you're going to be following? It makes no sense. I can't talk to you, bro. It's not that I don't love you. I hope God take the blinders off of you, and I hope you're willing to do it. There's no way I'm gonna get anywhere with that, right? This is another video. Check this guy right here. He's one of the Israelite camps. But watch him talk to this guy. Listen to this. Please listen to this carefully.
Would you rather follow men or God? Oh, God, right? Okay, so the doctor tell you to stop eating pork, you would do that, right? If you take that.
Yeah.
But would you say if God said you're not supposed to eat pork?
Then I ain't gonna eat pork.
You sure about that? Book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
The swine is what? Pork, right? So God says he's unclean, so we're not supposed to eat it. So are you going to stop eating pork?
That's really kind of hard to decide.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But you said if the doctor tell you, you'll stop. What about it?
Hey, bro. I don't know. I'm might have to eat, bro.
Stop it. Get some help.
Now that's funny. Like, it's funny, right? And I laughed at it when I first seen it too. But like, come on, man. You just said the doctor told you want to eat it, and then you said God said it. Did he show you? And you like,
there's a little more bass in his tone.
Actually, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, yeah, it's a problem. What am I supposed to do with a person like that? I can't do nothing because you've already shown me that God didn't let you be blind because you want to be blind. So nothing I tell you is gonna matter anyway. Right? I tell you all the time when I was eating pork, and this is the thing I know is when you say something about God, people just like, oh, and just leave you alone. So if I said God to make blankets, somebody's like, oh, that's cool. They wouldn't question it nothing just because I said God did it, right? He just literally showed him. He agreed with swine was and everything. You know what's crazy? I've done that to people. They had the same reaction. Oh, this, I don't know about that. Like this is weird. Bro, I'm showing it from the book that you say you read. I ain't tell you nothing. I just said it's in the book. Go read it yourself. They'll read it and they'll understand. I had somebody, they was reading it and they was reading the part about fish and said you gotta have scales and fins. Catfish don't got scales. The person reading was like, "Oh, so that means you can't eat catfish." I said, "Yeah, you can't eat catfish." You know what they said? They closed the book. Well, I don't think God really care about that.
I got the coworker at work.
So he just
had the New Testament talk about that when Jesus said everything's unclean. I was like, does not mean that.
That's not what it means.
That's not what.
That doesn't mean because he ends the thing and says the unwashed with clean hands. He's talking about washing because they didn't have their hands washed. That's all this was. God made dirt on her. That's where they get it from. Had nothing to do with that. But they're going to do. That's what he did. What they did. Everybody. They'll see them like, oh nah, that's not what they want to do. And you know what's crazy? I don't have a problem. I'm just letting y'all know. Like I said, if I ever offended y'all, this is why. Because I got a problem with that. And I'm just letting you know, I just can't pick you over God. That's basically what I'm doing. Oh, I don't want that. Oh, nah. Nope. I wouldn't even give you something like that. Let's say if somebody gave me a bad, like I had with the Wendy's or something, they gave me a sandwich with bacon on it. But I turned back around, they was like, oh, you don't want it, keep it. Now I don't eat bacon. That's the whole point of me turning back around, bro. If I eat bacon, I just kept the sandwich. I don't want it. It was like, that's my sandwich. And you can have it. I don't want it. Like, you sure you don't want it? Hey, you can do whatever you want. I just need my sandwich back there with no bacon on it. That's between you and God. I'm not about to sit here and preach because you'll come up with that excuse. But like I said, you'll look at me weird, but then that joke I showed y'all with the guinea pig, they'll look at them weird. Why they eating guinea pigs? I mean, it's an animal, right? It's food. Because my thing is, right, let's say you don't have a Bible, which I don't like saying God don't hurt me. Let's say you don't have a Bible. Who decides which food is edible? Somebody got to pick. Like who came up and said chickens are edible? They said chickens are dirty. Why you eating a chicken? Why are you eating a calf? Who says that? Somebody got to make up the rules, right? So that's all I'm saying. So when I talk to people, it's not about that. This is it's called an abscess. This is inside some type of ham.
Anybody know what this is?
You know, but that's pus,
bruh.
Just bought this today.
He said he just broke.
It's good until May of next year, but it's got this in it.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all still eat good. Y'all still eat good. Good thing we got no book today. Never. They upset. They wanted that ham. They wanted that pig butt. But the reason why it's like that, and listen, it's not because the meat spoiled or bad. It's because the pig is dirty. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to have stuff like that, right? When you smelling that foul smell of bacon, like so, I was in here with my ex one day, and we was in here on the couch, and my niece was in here cooking. She's like, "What's that smell?" I was like, "That's pork bacon." She was like, "Really?" I was like, "That thing steak down there." But I said, "But you so used to eating it when you was doing it, you just said it. It's like you use the bathroom, it's your own poop. Don't smell that bad. You smell bad, but it's like, all right, well, somebody else poop. Oh man, bro, you stink. That's the same thing with bacon, right? Or same thing with pork. I can't feed y'all that. Just because the pig is dirty, it don't got no sweat glands. It's like a dog. I seen dogs eat everything. People are like, well, dogs eat this. Nah, my dog ate everything, bro. Taco Bell, vodka, you name it. I seen him. I threw up one time. He ate my throw up. He like it was delicious. I was like, oh yeah, that thing different. A cow's not gonna eat no throw up. I promise you, it's not.
You know how dirty a pig gotta be to have a cyst though? Because a pig has specific channels that run down their legs by the hooves to take out the junk.
It does, but a lot of your junk come out from sweat.
Yeah, it don't got no sweat. Yeah, but that's so dirty, bro.
But that's his job, though.
Yeah,
all the vultures, they're dirty too. Mm-hmm. They just meant to pick up trash. He listen. The pig know what he gonna be doing. He doing pig things. Let him do pig things. I'm just not gonna eat pig things, all right? Right. So I know y'all seen they talk about like the black celebrities dressing up and dresses and stuff. Like, oh, why the black dudes do it? I was trying to show somebody. They do it to everybody, right? This your favorite. Just your favorite actor in this video. I promise you.
The devil stole all the good producers.
They all gay.
The devil stole all the good musicians, all the good artists, all the good designers, all the good business people.
Man, like a fruit popsicle.
Protecting the kids from the indoctrination of the media, the thousands and thousands of images that are fed to children by the age of 6 or 7. And within those images, there are images mixed in that we don't know about as parents that are purposely mixed in to lower the kids' superpower and esteem so that they can be more susceptible to consumption and feel that they need to consume it and become.
They got them all, man. They ain't special.
That controls so much of the world.
Yes, I mean,
Nah.
I think a lot of black men have done it out of wanting to get to the next level.
He was saying he ain't never do it against the next level. But my thing is, I mean, you're aware of it. So you know it's a thing. But my thing is like I said, what am I supposed to want my son or somebody to be like somebody? That Brad Pitt joke was crazy. He was about to be a woman. I mean, he had on the tightest dress. He had the lipstick on. He had the little girl gloves. And I like Troy. I like that movie. But it's just like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, there's no way. Like, you know, so when I watch a movie, I can't watch it the same way I used to. It's not funny to me no more. I'm trying to figure out what the government tried to tell me in this movie that I don't know. Or what is the secret societies, right? So I'm gonna give this is the last one of this video. So this girl, she's on Chat GPT. Yeah, we almost done. She on Chat GPT. I tell people don't talk to this thing. They're gonna ask Chat GPT. I'm gonna tell you what she's saying before she said. She's gonna ask Chat GPT if you was the devil and wanted to get everybody in the nation sick, what would you do? Right? The part that's gonna give me the most is the part at the end. She said this is all hypothetical. Let me tell you something about Chat GPT, right? It got information everywhere. It's not hypothetical. This was the real deal. She was like, but if she accepts it, then Christ is real, the Bible real. You gotta change your life. Can't be no Harley no more. All this stuff gonna start trickling down. Like you asked me who that was earlier, my friend King. When he was here, I was like, "Where you got? I thought you stand." He was like, "Nah." I said, "Yeah, usually pagans do run from the church." He's like, "Come on, man, it ain't this or that." But I said, "You stop by, you didn't speak to everybody. Still love them, but it's a celebration." Listen to what she say though.
Insane food for thought, really get you thinking. Myself, my business partner, and one of my colleagues decided to ask ChatGPT, if you were the devil and you wanted to keep an entire nation sick, what would you do? And I want you to hear what ChatGPT said and see if you notice any similarities in the United States. 1, corrupt the food system, flood the market with ultra-processed, addictive foods high in sugar, seed oils, and artificial ingredients. Market these foods aggressively, especially to kids with colorful packaging and cartoon mascots. Subsidize the worst ingredients like corn syrup and soy while making real whole foods expensive and hard to access. 2, disrupt health education. Teach people that symptoms are random and that lifestyle has little to do with their health. Convince everyone that food and movement don't really matter, just genetics and pills. Undermine critical thinking about wellness by labeling alternative viewpoints as misinformation. 3, over-medicalize everything. Turn healthcare into sick care. Focus on managing symptoms, not root causes. Promote dependency on pharmaceuticals instead of prevention of healing. Normalize chronic disease so no one questions why half the population is unwell. Addict people to screens, number 4. Replace real connection with dopamine-chasing social media habits. Keep everyone chronically distracted and mentally overstimulated. Promote isolation while convincing them they're connected. 5, encourage sedentary lifestyles. Design cities where walking is nearly impossible. Make work and entertainment revolve around sitting all day. Promote comfort and convenience above all. 6, fuel fear, division, and stress. Keep people constantly afraid of disease, of each other, or of the future. Use media to amplify outrage and conflict. Make peace and calm feel unattainable. 7, destroy sleep quality. Normalize hustle culture, all-nighters, and screen time until 2 a.m. Push people into chronic sleep deprivation, weakening immunity and mental clarity. Build noisy, light-polluted cities that make rest nearly impossible. 8, mock wisdom traditions. Dismiss ancient practices like fasting, mindfulness, herbal medicine, and community healing. paint spirituality or holistic healing as woo-woo or anti-science, and replace purpose with consumption. Of course, all this is hypothetical.
She said, all this is hypothetical. I even let her finish thing. All this is hypothetical. That's everything that's happening right now.
She only does it for TikTok.
You're not listening.
The hypothetical part, because
No. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying with people is like, whether it's her, because it's not about her. It's just an example. People will do this and they'll say, "Oh, well, it's not that what it is, not that bad." And I'm telling them all the time. I be telling her, I be giving her like, "Yo, this is why it's bad." It said, what it said? It said corn, syrup, and soy, right?
It's like one of the main ingredients.
That's like one of the main ingredients. So I'm telling somebody like, when you go vegan and you still big or you still having problems, you eating soy, right? I was telling my brother, eat corn, right? Most corn, I think like 97% of the corn is modified. And people was like, yeah, I had made a joke, right? But it was kind of like real. I was like, you ever notice why all the Spanish people be big? They eat a lot of corn food, right? The corn is for the cows for in the wintertime because grass. Instead of have no hay, they give them corn. But the corn is really because they try to beef the cow up faster. Because the cow kind of take a long time to grow to be like a real fully mature cow. But if you feed the corn, it'll get there even faster. You ain't got to worry about that. So if the cow get big like that, which thing's going to happen to you? You can get big, right? I be seeing little Spanish kids, they be 3 years old, like, boy, you huge, man, like a lineman, boy. He eating corn. That's what do it to you, right? I tell you all the time, like you go to the gym. How many they advertise gym all the time? $10, $20, get you the free deal. It ain't the gym, it's the food. Stop eating bad. Don't get it twisted. You want to go to the gym, you gotta play football, get strong. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? You want to tone up, you want to, have the muscles, yeah, but you want to lose weight. But you go to the gym, stop eating Chick-fil-A.
It was funny you just said that because your mom and I, she went for follow-up yesterday, and we were talking to the doctor about weight control and everything. And he said something that was, I had read,
If a man
first
came to
doctor
your
I had ever heard said that 85% of weight control is what you eat. 15% comes from the gym.
Hold on. You said the first doctor ever told you that?
First doctor.
You ever heard it from that? Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, man. You get what I'm saying? How you go through your whole life? That's the first time somebody said that. Mind you, I knew that a long time ago because I was getting bigger. Yeah, you probably read about it. But like I said, why would the doctor tell you that? You a customer. They call it a patient. You're a customer. I need you to come back and give me this money, baby. I need you to be sick. When you find out what that prescription was, you come on, man. I was saying the other time, like, yo, it tells you what you eat. You cut out soda, you cut out this, you cut out that. And people are like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, yeah. Because you're so addicted to food, the way it tastes, you're not gonna cut this stuff out. But you going to the gym is pointless. And like I said, that you about to be playing sports or you're really trying to get super muscular, it just ain't gonna help you lose weight. I be seeing people walking around, they walking like, yeah, you walking, and you turn around, go get a shake. Like you just defeated the whole purpose, bro. Don't eat the shake. You know what I'm saying? Right. Make the almond milk or something. Take those extra steps and do all that. But you going to the aisles and you eating crackers and Doritos and it's the calorie. It ain't the calorie difference. It's the ingredients. Your body like, hey, bro, what you putting in the system? That's crazy that you, like I say, all this time. So mind you, my mother, you know what I'm saying, elderly lady, you an elderly person, right? You an elderly man. Why you tell me that when I was 10? You know what I'm saying? You wait till I'm almost already gone to tell me, like, I don't even care now because I probably already got all my bad habits and all these type of things, right? So I'm gonna read this Psalms and I'm gonna play this one video because this video is an example of why I do this, right? So this is Psalms chapter 140. This is the whole chapter. This verses 1 through 13. It says to the chief musician, the Psalm of David, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man, preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent, adders poisons under their lips. Salah. Keep me, O Lord, from the hand of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings. The proud have hid a snare for me in cords, that they spread a net by the wayside. They have a set gins for me. Salah. I said unto the Lord, thou art my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. O God, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. Salah. As for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again. Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth. Even evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted and the right of the poor. Surely the righteous shall give thanks unto thy name. the upright shall dwell in thy presence. So when I read this, I say, like, look, God, you already know the enemy's looking for me. So I just do this type of stuff. Hey, give me the needs, give me everything I need to talk, to tell the people. And just protect me. You gonna give me what you give me. I ain't concerned about chasing everything. Sure, I seen a new little electric Ferrari. It looks kind of cool. Kind of want it. Kind of don't. You know what I mean? But the inside look cool. Can't get it. The outside kind of weird. But I found out why it looks weird, because in order to have an electric car to get good gas mileage, you got to make it look funny, which is weird. So I said that's interesting. But I want things, but it's just like, you know what? I rather want the protection of this because there's so many dangers. So if I don't file my taxes, just keep them off my back, right? Because I ain't got it, I don't got it. And and that's how I believe this works. So people don't believe it works like that, because they always talk about like a relationship with God. And he's gonna talk about why or what it means to get in heaven. And this is exactly what I believe, right?
If a man came to your house right now and he knocks on the door and he says, "Hey, let me in, man. I just want to shower and eat some food." You gonna let him in?
No.
Why?
Gotta ask him some questions.
But why? What's the ultimate reason why you wouldn't let him in? Though?
Safety of my family.
Yeah, why wouldn't you let him in?
I would not let him in because I got family. I got my kids in the house. I'm not gonna let some stranger just come in the house until I get to know who you really are and if I'm able to actually welcome you.
That's what I was looking for you to say. When they stand before Jesus Christ, when they stand before God and they say, "Let me into heaven," which is his home, God's gonna say, "I don't know you. You can't come into my home, heaven. I never knew you. I don't know who you are." That's why I want people to understand it's a personal relationship. If a man
So somebody's telling me they a Buddhist and all that, I'm glad it's a heaven for me, but they call it Nirvana. I said, Nirvana is hell. I don't care what nobody tell you. Anything we got like colorful hills and pink and purple trees, like the little D12 video, that's hell. So I'm trying to make it into heaven, but it makes sense. If I don't know you, why should I be allowed in your house? I don't got a relationship with you. Or why should I feel like I have claim to this house? Why should I stay? Because, to this day, since I've been younger, I don't care who knock on that door. I'm looking through that peephole like, who is that? It's your mother. What you knocking on the door for? You ain't got no key. Like, I'm questioning everything. But a lot of people don't do that. They just open the doors. They just do these type of things, right? But then it's also a reflection of the way they live. Like I said, I love people and I don't have no problem with people. But the more I grow into this, everybody welcome when they right. But if you're not right, you can't stay here, bro. You're causing problems. Like I said, if these presidents good, but ain't nothing getting done, you cause a problem. You got to go. If it's in a business, you doing something at work that's wrong, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if your child in the house and they destroying everything, I mean, you want some type of disciplinary action, right? And you let them do what they want to do. But you know what's crazy? Some parents do. Well, it's my daughter, she ain't really mean that. Oh, okay. Or that's my son. He ain't really mean that. Oh, okay. God the same way. If it's his house, he got the rules. If he don't want to let you in, let you in. And people feel some kind of way about that, but I agree. So when I do this, I don't necessarily do this because, hey, I'm doing this to try to get my salvation. I'm doing this. I think God called me to do this. But as he called me to do it, I got to do it a certain way. If you don't like it, hey, you got to talk to him about it because I'm only doing what he tells me, right? I know this time would be long. I had to have it 2 hours a day. The reason why it's long is because I'll show y'all some of the scriptures. When you go to church, they really make scriptures, really. It's like a scripture or two, people talking, that's it. But the reason why it's long is because I show y'all scriptures. I talked to him, I'm like, yo, that's too many scriptures. You're like, we weigh that out for a second. Because I be having videos to show y'all pictures. I know I talk and tell stories, but I'm trying to show y'all scriptures, let y'all know it's not for me. As soon as he said that people are their own lust, what I do? Show you something about people in their own lust, right? I can always show you something or show you a scripture because I don't want you to believe it's coming from me. Right? I'm not Malcolm X. I'm not none of these people. I don't want y'all to look at me like these people, right? I just work for the company. I'm not the company, right? I represent God, and that's all I want to do. So, like I said, anytime I talk to anybody and I tell y'all certain things, like I said, it's not that I'm telling y'all something for my own good. I'm telling y'all something that I think God's telling me, right? So I gotta tell y'all something too. Once I talk to y'all about y'all little situation coming up. But certain things that I've learned, like, hey, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. But people will still do what they want to do because they sow into the world, they sow into their heart. I'm not into none of those things, right? And since I'm not into none of those things, this is why I talk like this. This is why I'm pretty hard. This is why I'm pretty brash or rash. This is why I'm thinking. And maybe God paid me for that for a reason. Because I've been like this my whole life. But now I got the opportunity to do what I want, and I got somebody to back me up. Before it was just me, and I thought my friends, but they're not my friends, right? But now I feel like God backed me up. I ain't going to lie to you. I be going hard. I go at work. I still talk with my accent. I know my accent is strong. I know I talk fast. But God want me to talk. I questioned it. I said, you sure want me to talk to me? DC boy, you sure want me to talk? I talk fast about hey, he was like, do it. It's like, okay, cool. You know, I met him. I question him all the time. Is he an Israelite? But you know what? I stopped questioning because like she was saying earlier, she was saying what y'all want them to build the fence around us. It don't matter if you black or white. Everybody gonna get it. I tell you this all the time. You can be black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian. Oh yeah, we done it for this country. So you selling me out to get up. They selling me out. When it's all said and done, and they gonna get all of us at the thing. That's all it's about. So I'm just trying to be like, you know what? I don't want to be part of that. I'm gonna stay out of it, and I don't want y'all to be part of it. But if you want to be part of it, that's cool. But just know you not being a part of what I'm trying to be a part of, what I believe with God, that will distance our friendship. It will distance our connection. And it's not because I hate you. It's not because I don't like you, don't love you, or nothing like that. It's just like, hey, it don't work. What God want me to do is just not working. I can't eat that food. I can't go to this place. I can't talk to this girl. I can't go here. I can't go here. You know what they say? What they say, you're like boring, right? They tell me all the time, you're so boring. You're so boring.
You don't like anything?
I say, you know what's crazy? I'd be having fun playing the game with my brother. I'd be having fun, you know, riding my bicycle. I'd be having fun, but that's not that life to them is drinking and this and that. And I'm like, I get it. Sin is fun. You know, sin does have its fun. But I think to me, this is more fun. It keeps me alive. It keeps me happy. It keeps me feeling younger, even though I felt young without it. Right. So I thank everybody for coming. But like I said, anytime I think I feel like I offended you, it's not coming from me. It's just coming from the truth. I can't unsee what I want to see. Sometimes I wish I could, but it's too late. I can't do it. Right. Every Saturday I do church. Every time a feast come up, I do it, right? Even if I didn't feel like doing it, which I don't, I still do it because I'm over truth over everything. There's no way you can convince me to vote, right? There's no way you can convince me to do this. There's no way you can convince me to do that. Are you going to come to a Christmas party? No, I don't. Why? I can tell you why, but then you're going to complain and, well, it don't mean on your family. Hey, look, that's cool because let's say I had something like this, right, like a graduation. And then for me, I had this girl tell me, to make her happy will satisfy me. How you going to tell me what's going to satisfy me? I'm going to get satisfaction in making you happy. Let me tell you something. If it ain't God, that's a person I'm bound to need to. I mean, I'll bow my knees, some put oil on my head, but that's still a God thing. You can't tell me what I want to do, but they'll do that because that's what they're basing this off of. That's their worldly thing. I'm all truth. If you look this, I'm going to tell you. If you sing like that, I'm going to tell you. Don't ask me. You want to say, hey, ask your friend. I'm going to tell you, hey, that look good, don't ask me. Because that's all I can do. And the reason why I do that is not because I don't love y'all, it's because I do love you. And the fact that I love everybody, like you love everybody, yeah. I told the Christian, like you love everybody, they say no. Christ say you love everybody. You tell me you love everybody. You sure you follow Christ, bro? I ain't say you gotta like everybody. I ain't say you can hang around everybody, but you supposed to have love for everybody. What that means, I can't lie to you. I can't treat you bad. I can't feed you bad food. That's love. I treat you the same way I treat them, no matter what. He messed up, I still treat him the same way. I tell him about himself. Vice versa. If I messed up, he'll tell you about myself, like, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. That's love. That's real love. So like I said, if any time y'all feel some type of way, y'all want to talk to me, cool. But like I said, if any disconnection you feel like it grow, that's why. It ain't because I hate you. It ain't because you're from this area. It ain't because you're from this neighborhood. It ain't because you're a Christian. It ain't because of that. It's because I'm just truth. That's all I really been my whole life, but I had to mix in and be liars. Like one time I was with my brother and my little brother, remember, I went to Six Flags, right? My brothers, and I told the truth, and we wound up losing some money because one of my friends was above the age that was for the price to raise. And I was like, oh yeah, Christmas had a birthday. The girl heard me. It went from $15 like $35. So the whole time we eating, my oldest brother, he like making fun of me, talking bad about me, like, yeah, we'd have more money. It wasn't for him, this and that. You teaching me how to lie. You know what's crazy? But then when I start lying and it's affecting you, now lying don't work no more. See how that work? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna just get really good at lying to the point where you believe it's the truth. That's evil. You don't corrupt people like that. So you know what I do now? I'm gonna just tell you the truth. Yeah, I stole that. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, I punched her. What you gonna do about it? And I started realizing that actually pushes people away from me. And the ones who really want to be around truth, they come. So anything I said, if I ever disrespected y'all, if I disrespected y'all, if I call y'all crazy, whatever, because I don't think I curse on none of y'all or anything like that. It's just, I just tell you what it is. And if it hurts you or bothers you, it's not me. It's just truth. I just got to tell you the truth because that means people have been lying to y'all. And that's basically the problem. There's no way I'm going to be able to live this life of God and I'm just constantly lying to you. There's no way. I can't do that. Right? So I just want to say I love everybody. Shalom, shalom to the people on YouTube, everybody that joined in. I know y'all hungry. I had y'all here for a while. So we're going to say a prayer and we're going to eat some food because we got a lot of it. And Hope y'all, and no pork though, no pork, no ancestors, none of that stuff. But we got a lot of food, and I just thank y'all, right? So everybody can stand up so we can say prayers. Let me end this YouTube session. Eli.